interceptions, they completion.
He's aggressive. He said it in the chat. He's like,
he said, he got. But nigga, 8 picks.
No, it's because his offense is, and that's why I have something to say about our game based off of that and how I've been playing. But yeah, his game plan is super simple, bro.
It is.
It's super, especially like you always mention. Once you take away that run, you seen how that run defense is. Once you take away the run, he has to pass. And like you know me, I'm no big plays, and that's what he relies on.
Is that on Twitch?
Yeah, because Rod
is it over there?
Rod got my live stream equipment.
No, not that.
And
that's just
for the studios. So I had to rig it again. I got it.
But no, I figured out how he do it. The same way I figured out Titans. The same way. I haven't played.
Titans is easy though. Titans is not.
No, but for me, it's like I have to figure. I know what he's doing. It's like it's easy to see what he's doing. You just gotta stop it. That's the hardest thing. But like once I figured it out, like legit functionally, I can do it.
If I gotta play you again, the only thing that was killing me was that motherfucking screen.
No, it's because of based on how you play, and that's the thing. Like I forgot how you play because we haven't played this whole. Like we barely played preseason, and I've only played you once, and that was back in 20.
Yeah,
we haven't played in 21, so it's like I forgot how you play because I'm used to playing everybody else. So then I was like, that's why the second half I was trying to do stuff, but I had to catch up in points. But you were doing it. That's why I was the whole time I was thinking like this nigga doing exactly what I do. And I can't even do nothing about it because I'm always thinking he gonna go as soon as I was thinking the whole time as soon as he do this he going up top or as soon as I do it. So I was like I'd rather try to figure it out. That was the whole thing. After to be honest, once I threw that first interception in my red zone, I was like, okay, I need to figure out
how that Madden game feel, huh? I was watching. I was there.
I thought you wasn't watching football. I thought you was taking the knee like Cap.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you and FIFO game.
I know, nigga. I'm glad you wasn't there, boy.
You're supposed to tell me.
I asked Nick to put it in the
talk to
me. Oh, I asked Nick to put it in the group me because he was streaming it and then he was able to text it out quicker. But I told him to put it in group me. I didn't verify.
Why
if
don't
he
you
did
put your shit in group me? You always twitching your shit.
Because did you see that first time penalty I got? That was because I was trying to text shit out, and then when I noticed
he didn't decline it,
huh?
He was supposed to decline.
I don't decline none of that shit, bro.
He was supposed to decline.
That's your goofy ass.
I was first and 15, but I still got the first. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah,
but,
I was about to come in your chat and fuck with you, Nick, but I was just like.
It was a massacre, bro. It was a massacre.
I was everybody coming. I was everybody coming in and talk shit, but I was like, you know what? I'm a lay low. I'm gonna lay low.
Don't act like you nice, nigga.
I was about to come in your chat because I saw you like on my Twitch on my feed. I mean, yeah, it showed FIFO and it showed yours. So I'm just like, once I found out that FIFO was playing you, I was like, oh, I should go right in fucking Nick shit and just start talking hella shit.
Nah, it wasn't my best game, but I'm not really.
Yo, that's
worried about
hilarious.
It.
That is hilarious, dude.
All right, y'all ready?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I think I need to switch to the Zoom. They look a little late. Say something. It's like a lag.
Is it lag on me?
He look like he.
I can hear his voice. Yeah,
His like the audio, like he's dubbed.
like a 70s kung fu movie.
I'm out here dubbing this bitch.
Yo, father.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Zoom. I just got you guys on. I'm using Streamlabs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you using Streamlabs, Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a slight. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit Streamlab.
Rod got the equipment that we use for streaming, so I had to come up with a backup plan. So I had to.
Oh, okay.
Get creative.
Hey, Ken, I think that people just like to see you come up with rigs and stuff. I don't think nothing could ever be easy for you. Have you ever came in there? This is a question. Have you ever came to the studio for any of the shows and it went smooth?
is very rare.
Yeah, it's very rare.
It's very rare.
There's always something that ain't quite right.
Right.
Even when we was more so stationary back there, like we would always have to double check. There was always a microphone or a headphone that just but it just worked 2 hours ago. But it's always something.
We got a bandit in the clique. Somebody in the clique be setting it up. This would be a great show. Just setting up little sabotages for you along the way, like a video game.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it while it works now. So let's kick this thing off. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got Nikki Duce.
What's good?
FIFO 24/7.
What it do?
Joining us via Zoom, we got BZ430.
What up, Dow?
And Shelton J with something on top of his head.
That's Hornets, baby. What's happening?
I thought it just said horny. I'm like, goddamn, nigga. Like, it's a sports show.
Or whore.
The whore's on this side.
Hey, Shelton. Hey, rep your team, Shelton.
That's and they know they really can't say nothing because what Trey do yesterday?
Hey man, hold on. Hey.
Anyone? Trey was deuced yesterday because he hit no threes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all I know is this: is that I said LaMelo was going to be all right. He is the best ball brother, and he's proven that.
Is that saying much?
That.
Yeah.
Right,
one of the ball brothers in the G League.
But he's balling though. He's balling.
Why you always got to do that?
Yeah, man. Y'all jumping ahead of the show. Let you know, cool. Shelton's here, y'all. Shelton and
whatever's in his thermos.
But so this is the second show this week. The first show was on Tuesday. If you have not watched that and care to hear what we say about the NFL, you can go watch that. It's live now. But this show is dedicated strictly on the NBA. I call it the Dead NBA Show. That's what we're doing tonight. It's the Dead NBA Show. So without further ado, Nick, it's on you, brother.
All right. As usual, I think we've been doing this for the last couple of years. We just run through the teams early in the season. All 32, was it 30 or 30? It's 30. All 30 NBA teams. We're going to go by divisions. I'll flip back and forth from east to west as far as going through the divisions.
Okay.
So I just want to hear early predictions, evaluations, breakdowns, whatever y'all want to just say. I have questions as well to lead the conversation. So we start with the Atlantic, which I think right now is probably the best division in the NBA. In the Eastern Conference. So we'll start with the top 76ers. Is this the year they finally make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and or the NBA Finals?
Needs to be.
I'm saying, is it?
You coming out hot.
I'm just saying it needs to be. I don't know if they will or they will not. But with the additions of Doc, Seth Curry, Danny Green, and a bevy of other shooters, we now Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons now have the requisite pieces around them to maximize their individual talents. In addition to the GM Daryl Morey and Doc Rivers. So hopefully Doc Rivers can unlock these guys even more so. Ben Simmons hit a corner three not too long ago, a couple games ago. You know what I'm saying? And he splashed that thing. So hopefully, he starts to pick that up a little bit more, but he's balling and he doesn't necessarily have to change too much right now because, again, they have the requisite shooting on the outside. But they should be in the conference finals. Will they? I'm not sure.
Even though they have the best, they're like one of the best records in the NBA so far.
7-1.
Look, we know this about Philly. It's between the ears for their two superstars. So it's about execution. It's about IQ. And we'll see when because obviously they're going to get to the dance. We know that. And we know that they should win at least one round. So that's minimum expectation. But can they really get to the finals? I don't know, man. I got to see how they look in the playoffs.
Will they? I'm going to go on record. I'm going to say yeah.
Which one, to the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA?
Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals?
Eastern Conference Final. Was that the question?
I said Eastern Conference and or the NBA Finals.
Oh, well, you got to give me one, man. You can't get.
Yeah, I know,
you
right?
trying to set me up.
I'm saying, well, FIFO, to FIFO's point, I'm going to get back to you, but like to FIFO's point, I think this is a huge year for whatever progression we see from them. They have to get out of the second round. Point blank, period. Now, how far they can go, that's why I'm leaving up to y'all, but they have to get out of the second round.
I haven't watched a lot of Philly games just yet, so I got to go through league packs and kind of catch up.
I watched 2 of them so far.
2? Okay, yeah. I've
They're
seen one.
They're on tonight.
Okay.
And they're struggling.
At times they still look a little raggedy, like they're still trying to figure out what Doc wants them to do. I feel like over time that will improve. 7-1. Say what, B?
I said it will. I mean, it's still early in the season. They got a lot of more games to play. It will.
Yeah. It looks like just trying to figure out, what he's trying to embed in them. And at 7-1, I think that's a good start. It's a hot start. We know it don't mean much, but it feels like whatever Doc is saying is working so far. We know they struggled on the road last year. Early on, it don't seem like they're having that much of a problem on the road, but I think that he is coming in and trying to work on the in-between, this part right here that you guys criticize, Embiid and all the rest of about so much. And, like you said, I think it's a huge year for both of them in terms of what they do as a collective. But it seems like they're working. So I think they'll do it. I think they'll get to the ECF this year.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it might be the, how about to say Battle New York. I was gonna say Brooklyn and the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals, perhaps. But yeah, to answer your question, Nick, I do see Philadelphia right now. As the games that I've watched so far, I can see them being the best team to come out in the Eastern Conference and making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I mean, to the finals, that's remained to be seen. But yeah, I can definitely see them right now the way they playing. They looking like one of the best teams in the East by far. So yeah, I see them making it, man. This would be a good look for Doc. Because I know, especially you, Nick, I know you always had questions about Doc. So, if he can come in first year with this team that's always been underachieving, as what you always said, Nick, and if he can go in and get them to the Eastern Conference Finals, possibly to the finals, I mean, that's another proven track record that Doc have. So yeah, I can see it. I'm rooting for Doc. I'm always, like Ken said, we pro brother, man. You always rooting for the black coaches, man. So if Doc can come in and change it around in his first year, I'm all for it.
It's early in the season, and barring injury, it's hard to say with the way that the season goes, right, and with COVID. But
right,
of course, our job is to predict. So I think there's definitely a chance that they get there. They will have to go through Boston or Miami, one of those teams which they've struggled with in the past. So
definitely a chance. What is that? What that's like a does that contradict? What's definitely a chance?
They will. I do got to answer that, man. They will. I think they will get over the hump. And the reason being, we didn't even mention him yet, but Tobias Harris, man, he's having a great season so far, which I'm shocked about. I thought that adding Danny Green was going to make a big difference, which he's doing pretty good. He's doing okay, but Tobias
Doc
Harris
is using Tobias Harris very well. Doc know how to use him. So
yeah, he's averaging like almost 20 a game now, and he's actually making these shots that he didn't make last year. So it's saying that everybody looks good right now. They got a good mix of players, because you got adding Seth as a daily scorer that helps out a lot. And that, the moves that they made were the right moves. Put it that way. They put themselves in position, getting rid of Al Horford, that unclogs the middle, and they can get out and run a little bit more. But yeah, this team can do it, and I think they will. I think so. They struggled in the night, but yeah, it happens.
Tobias still be running around on the court like he just had 2 or 3 cups of coffee, though.
Man, he had a big time dunk like a couple games ago. Oh man, like it was nasty. Yeah. The one we came off the bounce pass. Yeah, man. Like so Tobias looks good for that team, man. I out of any other team in the NBA, I don't know how much more you can add to like a duo and be like, oh well, you still ain't make it. Like they have everything. They have shooting. They got
their third guy. They got their shooters.
Yep.
You got your defense.
Right. You talking about Ben Simmons, the third guy?
No. No.
Yeah. He is.
No, Ben Simmons is not. Ben Simmons is the third leading scorer, but Ben Simmons is not the third option. Ben
Okay.
Simmons
I think
is
That sounds like the third option. If
the
you gave me the
third
first
option.
option and not be
No, I'm not
and
saying
not
that,
be number
I'm
one.
not saying that he's the first option, but he is the dominant ball handler on that team.
So he's a light skinned Rondo.
He's a 6'10" Rondo. And because of that, the way that the team plays is dependent upon him. So even though he's not the first scoring option, he's still technically the first option on offense because he handles the rock.
Okay.
He makes all the
I get what you're
decisions.
saying, but as far as Philly, I think that something tells me that they will make the Eastern Conference Finals. With how much talent they have, with Doc being there, I don't, even though I have my criticism of Doc when it comes to, deep playoff runs outside of that Big Three era, I do believe this team is just too talented to not get there, especially this year when it seems like it's only really three teams in the East that I see. It's the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Nets. Those are the three that I see that are competing for to get to the NBA Finals. And we'll get to those teams as well, but I'm just going off of talent, not really more coaching. I think they will make the Eastern Conference Finals.
The roster additions were smart roster additions, unlike the ones they made in the past. So, yeah.
All right. Up next, we have the team that could give them some trouble as far as the Sixers. We got the Boston Celtics. Will this team go through some major changes if they do not make the Eastern Conference Finals?
They need to. The good son ain't getting it done. And,
Brad Stevens?
Brad Stevens, man. How many years have I come on this show and say he's been overhyped?
For years.
For years, man. And LeBron gone, and he still can't get to the finals. So yeah, I think Jaylen Brown has maxed out in terms of his
potential.
Yeah, yep. I think, and I'm starting to get the same feeling from Jason Tatum. I don't know what else he could add except better shooting, but I think he's almost peaked too.
I mean, him almost peaking. He averaged what, between 25 and 30?
He still get down, but he hit a big three against Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah.
And he can still hit big shots. But I still am not seeing that takeover thing from him. I haven't seen that. Yeah, go ahead, B.
It's funny. We had a discussion about this off camera. When I think it was the Celtics and the Nets was playing, and I was like, it's levels to like the two, of course you talk Kyrie and KD and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, even though Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown had a decent game, but like Kyrie and KD was showing like levels. Like, okay, look, we are two dudes that can truly take over this game. Yeah, y'all had a good little streaky, a little run during the game or whatever. But when it was time to like put your money where your mouth is, like KD and Kyrie showed like, okay, yeah, it's levels to this being considered one of the best duos in the NBA. And yeah, like I think people said it. It was like they got to show that they can take that next level up, them two, if they want to be, known as the two go-to guys for the Celtics this season and going forward. They're gonna have to show us that they can take that next level as a tandem, man. And I want to see that. I want to see that this year. So it's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm like, can they take that next level up about their game and take Celtics to another level?
This is why I be my nigga, man. So you feel me? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do. So I think Jaylen Brown, they're probably going to get rid of him. Or has he signed his contract yet?
I believe they've already given him an
I
extension.
think they gave him before Tatum got here.
I do like that kid from Pleasantville, Peyton Pritchard,
the point guard.
Yeah.
I like him.
Little white boy.
So to me, right? Like obviously me and B, he said everything that I felt. The person that I think is the odd man out is going to be Kemba Walker. I think that they're going to have to try to move him.
They just got him.
And what did he do what they brought him there to do?
No.
He shrunk in them playoffs.
Yep.
Granted, it was
no
extreme.
No. Look.
What you saw is what you're gonna always
exactly. If Kemba was in his first 2 or 3 seasons, I'd be like, no, we got to give the man more time. Even though he has not played in an NBA playoff series until last year,
No, that deep. He's been in NBA playoff series. But
First round,
Yeah.
but with no real expectation of winning.
yes.
Right. But now you go to Boston, there's an expectation of at least getting to the conference finals,
Yes.
right? If not the finals. And he shrunk in that moment. And this is Kemba Walker, almost a 10-year veteran in the league. That's not supposed to happen to you when that moment is presented to you, because that's what you play for. You play to win. And if now you finally get that opportunity, and it's not like he had like 1 or 2 or 3 good games. Like, bro, he looked lost that entire series. So for me, Kemba's the person that you got to try to move and see what you can get back for. But I wouldn't break up the tandem of Jaylen and Jason Tatum, because how many tandems are there like them
Aren't
in
they
the
kind of
league?
like the same guy though?
Nah, they're a little different. Jason Tatum is more smoother and creative offensively, where Jaylen Brown is more aggressive defensively.
But they're both. I mean,
they attack the same.
yeah.
They-
So how does that work?
Paul George and Kawhi attack the same.
And
Michael Jordan and Pippen relatively attacked
but
the
their
same.
games were different though.
Pippen was more point forward
Yeah.
than MJ.
So it fit better. I don't know if Jay.
LeBron and D Wade attacked the same when they first got together.
Yeah, but I mean, they did, but they're just such elite talents
Of
that
course,
they'll,
of course.
they would dominate.
So again,
Jaylen and Tatum, and I know you're not saying that, but they're
Yeah.
not that though.
no, but they still have the potential to be that, right?
Ooh.
Like we're
Don't
still
put that
living,
on them.
huh?
Don't put that on them.
But where they were drafted and their game and their skill sets dictate that you should be able to take that next level.
Did it take us this long to see it with LeBron? We saw a game.
Oh, no,
one.
but
okay,
LeBron-
what about
but-
Wade?
but-
Did it
but-
take us this long to see it with Wade?
No,
I
no, I feel you, but sometimes people are late bloomers. Look at Brandon Ingram. If we would have wrote him off after the Laker years, like he would have been a bust. But now this man's like a 25-point game scorer, and he's becoming even more efficient.
But he doesn't have another BI part 2 playing with him.
All I'm saying is this: my theory states 3 to 5 years. Are either one of them in their 5th year? I think
Right.
Jaylen is in his 5th.
One of them is.
Why are you trying to move it
Well,
to
I'm
the
just
to the
saying.
end of the 3 to 5?
Well, he was about to say.
Like,
he was about to say.
It's still within
He was
the
about to say
stretch.
6 to 10 in a minute.
Nah, it's still within the stretch.
But I do agree with FIFO though. I told y'all, like, I think they're the the Marlon and Sean Wayans of the NBA. Like, I don't want to see them separated, because I think they work well better together than as individuals.
Mhm.
I think Jason Tatum, I think he would struggle to get this Celtics team to the playoffs,
By
like
himself.
a higher seed that they've
Mhm.
normally have been accustomed to.
You
if
talking about
he-
without Jaylen?
Yeah, without Jaylen, and obviously vice versa. The same
of
goes with.
course.
But I think together, while Ken, I do agree that they have similar game styles. I think they just feel different. Like I look at Jaylen Brown as like he's a defensive first, but he can get you some points too. Like he can get you at least 20, maybe 25. Jason Tatum's like he's your offensive punch. He can still lock
He's
up a
supposed
little
to be the
bit.
closure.
Yeah, he is. He's
Yeah.
closed some games for him. So I like that approach. Like you don't know who's gonna be the guy in any game. You can predict it, but nonetheless, they still have some depth at that position. My issue with them is the others, like the other depth. Like I honestly don't think Kemba's the biggest issue. I think their bigs are, and I think that got exposed. Who
But-
did they
but they slight-
when they played Miami?
Well, yeah, that bench is terrible.
And their bench is ass ball. Like,
yeah, that's on Ainge.
So y'all don't like Tristan there?
come on, man.
Actually, I don't know about Tristan. I think Tristan's past his prime. What's the big man's name that's important now that they just let go of?
Are you
What's
talking about
his
Cantor?
name? Yeah, Cantor. I like Cantor with them. I wish they had kept him there on that squad. It would have been a better team. But to answer your question, Ken, Jaylen Brown is averaging 26 points a game this year, as well as Tatum. They're both averaging 26. They're not canceling each other out. They're both doing similar things, but it's working for the team. Kemba hadn't played, I don't think, all year, so we don't know what they're going to be when Kemba comes back. But the two of them are carrying the load, and they look good doing it. I mean, they're handling their business. They're not a bad team. It's just they're missing their third, which would be Kemba, and that's a big spot to fill. You know what I'm saying? So trying to make it work with Marcus Smart would normally be coming off the bench. It's kind of changing things for them a little bit. But I think this team is, as constructed, is still pretty good. I prefer Cantor over, like I said, over Tristan Thompson, but this is not a bad team.
But you know what, Shelton, this is where I have to disagree. Mainly because I like Enes Kanter. Don't get it twisted. But Enes is the worst pick and roll defender ever in life. And in the NBA, if you cannot defend the pick and roll, like sometimes, like he doesn't even try. Like I watch him and he just be in no man's land too much defensively. So in the playoffs, that doesn't bode well. And the reason why, and I'm not saying Tristan is an all-star or anything like that, but the reason why I like Tristan for this team is you don't have to run no plays for him. He can defend the pick and roll, and you know the one thing he's gonna do is rebound, and he's gonna defend his position. Where I can't rely on Cantor for that. Now Cantor can give you 20 points and 7 rebounds, but he's gonna give the other big man about 35. It doesn't even out. Like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm giving up on the defensive end, he doesn't really all the time or consistently make it up offensively. So I that's the only reason. Now I love Cantor, but I don't think Boston has in the bigs in the East, like you gotta have guys that are mobile that can bang, but also get on the perimeter and guard a Giannis or something like that. And Cantor just defense is not his forte.
Which is why, like I know money wise they probably had to let him go, but that's why I loved Al Horford with that team. Like he was.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think they could have went further if they would have kept that nucleus together. Granted, Al Horford isn't spring chicken, but
he fits.
He fits what they do. He can do anything that you ask him to do.
Look, it's not about. I'm not criticizing the counting stats because I know they're going to be there because they're the two main guys. Those are easy. It's when I watch them play, it feels like it's just more of the same, and I haven't really seen any development. I'm just wondering, like we talk about Embiid and Simmons together, when we're going to start talking about Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They're getting passes. Yeah, they went to the ECL.
We've seen more, but they've been there at least twice, right? Did they go last year?
They went once, I think.
They went last year against Miami.
And
then they get swept.
No, they ain't
get
swept.
They
get swept. Do it like they're getting past Philly. So
I mean, but still, and that's fine. But if that buys them some equity, then that's cool. But I mean, y'all know I be early on this shit, so y'all can catch up when.
Be what you got to say. He just over here talking shit.
You think they're gonna? Just about? I already talked about the Celtics. You just mean just as far as
do you think they're gonna make some major changes, blow it up, if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I mean, I don't see. I ain't gonna say blow it up, but I definitely think if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, they definitely gonna make some moves. Now, who is gonna be? Is it gonna be an expense of Kemba Walker? Is it gonna be the expense of Marcus Smart? Is it gonna be the expense of another key player? I don't know. But I don't think they should just blow it up, even if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Because these players are still young. It's not like this is like year 8 and they still trying to get it, and they only get to the Eastern Conference Finals once and getting a second round exit for the 5 consecutive years or something like that. No, they still young. I think they still got time to kind of to fit everything together, kind of work on the front court. I think a little bit more. They can find some good front court pieces because y'all made a great point. The Al Horford, for what he did for them in that system, it worked well. So, that was unfortunate. They had to let him go. But, they just need to get some front court pieces, actually, I think. I'm not saying get a Joel Embiid type of front court player, but, get someone that can fit your system like Al Horford did. You know what I'm saying? Rather if it's a young up-and-coming player or NBA vet.
We got a couple of super chats real quick. We got 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Thank you all.
Appreciate the super chats, y'all.
Yes, Frederico said, hello, everyone. I'd like to say thank y'all for talking about sports due to what happened yesterday at Capitol Hill. Yeah, it was rough. We just don't even need to get into all that. What is it? Saber 6 Real Estate. Sam, he said, how y'all let FIFA ever live down calling Kyle Lowry a bum at the start of the 2019 playoffs, only for him to go on and win a chip 2 months later? So I gotta go back and see you say that, people.
Because I saw it and I screenshot it too, just in case if we wasn't gonna get to it. But for me, look, Kyle Lowry had moments in that 2019 playoffs that showed him not to be a bum, right? And obviously, again, when I talk like this, I'm just trying to be entertaining. But Kyle Lowry is below an all-star point guard, in my opinion. Now, he's lost some weight. He's maintained that off. and he's played a little bit better than in years past. But come on, man, like he wasn't the reason why they won a championship. He's
Moms
just
have
not.
good games too, FIFO.
Kyle had
Every now
some
and
games.
again.
FIFO, he's a glue guy. What you mean?
Oh Jesus!
Since we on the Raptors,
Hey, FIFO's
Oh,
definitely
you-
the glue guy as well.
you got one more super chat?
Yeah, one more. Chris, man, we appreciate it. He said Jaylen Brown has gotten better every year. Tatum is still improving. If the Celtics got rid of either of them for someone like Harden, I would cry. I agree, Chris. They don't need to move that.
Yeah,
at
I know,
all.
right?
It's just
At
more
all.
the same.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything different. The team, but okay.
We'll see.
It's yet to be determined, man. I think I think it takes a couple years to get. Everybody's not gonna make it to the championship.
Mm-mm.
That team is maintained and stayed at the top. Couple moves, like I said, and they should be okay. We'll see what happens with Kemba though when he comes back, and if he can return to form, I think he got something to prove because he always played good for Charlotte. So I don't see why it would be any different here in Boston.
All
'Cause
right.
nobody care about Charlotte like that.
Apparently his hat don't either. He didn't want to finish it. Nigga just said, "Fuck it."
Boston different.
They go support regardless.
Man, my hat, man.
They'll run him up out of Boston.
No.
We brought up the Raptors, so let's go. That's the same team in that division as well. The question I have for y'all is, what direction are they going in post Kawhi? Because they right.
Why you laughing like that, kid? Why you laughing like that?
Man,
They're 1-6
Bro.
right now.
Hey, this ain't no super chat, but I got to just say this. Darryl Brown, a long time listener, man, appreciate you. He said FIFO hate Lowry because they built the same.
the look. I know it's
Yo, that's
early.
hilarious.
I know it's early, but they're so bad, man.
I was shocked when I was coming up with these questions. I was looking at the standings and the records. I was like, they're 1-6.
Yeah. And where is we talking
What
about?
you say, B?
That's the only one damn W so far.
It's
Yeah,
Siakam's
man.
fault.
And we got to look at Siakam.
Yeah.
He got a lot of praise
Yeah,
last year. And so what?
Yeah,
B?
Siakam's the guy, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah. Spicy P.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
I'm just look. I said it a
You-
year
you
ago.
see the cape? You see the cape?
Ain't no,
coming out?
ain't no K. I look. I always said Siakam isn't that guy. He could be one of your top
Oh, I
three
thought you was
guys.
gonna defend him.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. But
I did too.
No, but I've never seen Siakam be really the number one guy.
Timeout.
Uh-huh.
Wait, you kind of went back and forth on that though.
On Siakam?
Yeah, like one point you were like, he's not the guy, and then you were like, oh yeah, he is the guy.
No. Because I know
It
where
was
you wanna
early
go.
in the season. I know.
I said that he is progressing like he wants to be the guy, but I've never seen him as that guy. Now, obviously, I can never see you, but you start playing like that and you sustain it for the entire season, and in the playoffs, and then you come back next year and you're doing it, then you're the guy. But he didn't do that. He started off real hot. He then simmered down, and then the playoffs
then
came.
the playoffs happened. He was wiped out.
And he was wiped out.
Yeah.
So he's not. So he started off hot, but he just didn't maintain that.
Yeah.
Because he has all of the physical tools. The man is super long. You know, he got enough handle. But does he really have enough skill or elite level skill? Like, what does he do that's elite? Like
Nick-
the one thing.
Run around real fast and jump.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And realistically,
Poor
Nothing
man's
really.
Giannis.
Nothing. To
Nothing.
be honest.
and then that's why I think he's a better sidekick. I think that's why he worked with Kawhi.
So remember that trade? Who were they? He was on the market for, was it Paul George?
I don't remember that.
Remember that was to keep Kawhi in Toronto, and the GM,
I saw your jury.
didn't want to get rid of Siakam for Paul George because he liked Siakam. It worked out last year. This year, not so much. Early, we know it. Look, everybody watching this, we understand that it's only 7 to 10 games in. We're not making any long-term
We're
prognostications
watching
about
the
anything.
extended of a preseason right now.
Right,
Just-
exactly. So we know there's a long way to go.
Yeah,
But right
yeah.
now, we're just judging based on what we see right now, and they look bad. Siakam ain't he's not doing anything.
Yeah, because he's not really a number one option.
Van Fleet, who were they playing the other night? It was last week. New Orleans. Van Fleet was doing more.
Mm-hmm.
And
Van
Mhm.
Fleet
Better
is
do more. He got paid. He better do more.
They
yeah.
shouldn't have paid him.
It's
It-
He
Toronto.
was gonna
They
get paid regardless, Ken. He was
he
gonna
was
get paid
going to get
regardless.
paid regardless, and it's one of those situations like Rudy Gobert.
Right.
When's the last time? No, for real. When's the last time Toronto got a free agent?
Yeah.
I know, and it worked the previous year, and you're kind of bringing back the same roster, so you figure you could just run it back.
Well, no, it's not even that, Ken. I think okay. So the reason why certain people have to get paid, even if they're not a long-term fit for your organization, is the fact that you have to assess a true value for this player, right? So let's just say Siakam isn't a long-term fit, that we got to move on from him. Now, Siakam, like I said, I think is an amazing Robin, but he's definitely no Batman. So to be able to get something of value in return,
Mm-hmm.
his contract has to be at a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why especially the guys that you draft, you got to pay.
Kind of what they did with Kyle Kuzma, the Lakers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to pay the guys that you
I
draft.
see where you're going.
Because if you don't and you let him walk, you don't have anything in return for that.
Nope.
And you just gave up how many years? Siakam like in 4th or 5th year now.
I was talking about Van Fleet.
But even Van Fleet, same thing. Apply it to him too. Van Fleet, just like Malcolm Brogdon. Somebody was gonna pay Malcolm Brogdon, even if it wasn't the Milwaukee
50,
Bucks.
40, 90.
50, 40, 90. But Van Vliet showed heart.
No, you pay Siakam. I get that, but well, Van Fleet, he's
I'll put it
He's
to you
had
like
moments.
this. I'll put it to you like this, right? Because we're looking at it from Toronto's perspective. Let's look at it from the rest of the league, the other 29 teams. How many of those playoff teams would love to have a dude like Van Vliet? He's a heart. He's the moxie. He's the tough guy. You know, the little tough guy that you know is gonna show up big with big buckets, big stops.
Man, he did that because he had a baby, and he got baby special powers.
But
Well, here's the thing, though, of Van Vliet. You used to him coming off the bench. Now he's having to start, and you know, in that starting lineup is a little different. I liked him more as an energy guy coming off the bench. Now they need him to be that guy because all three of them are averaging 20 points a game. Him, Kyle Lowry, and Siakam. So it's kind of like they're like we said, they have no Batman. They just have a group of Robins trying to lead.
They got the Teen Titans.
Yeah, they do. That's exactly what they are.
Yep.
It is not working out. So him coming off as an energy guy, it made a lot more sense with that roster. But right now he's having to start, so it's just not the same energy.
Yep.
Same
I think
thing
they'll
with
be
Boston
all right.
with Smart. Same thing with Boston with Smart. Him coming off the bench provided the energy with the second unit that took over games and helped make the difference. When you have those guys in the starting lineup, you don't get the same level of energy with the second unit,
Yep.
which can either pad your lead or bring you back closer when you're down.
Yep.
They don't have that.
so, Ken, when you say that you think they'll be all right, what do you mean by that?
I think it's early, and I think I'm not overly impressed with the East.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they'll be able to steal some wins here and there and kind of get into a flow.
Yeah, I agree with
Are they a
You
playoff
don't
team?
think so?
No,
Mm.
because
so let me ask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't see nothing special there.
So
Like
let me ask
those
you a
guys are
question.
solid, but there's not
There
special.
wasn't anything special last year.
No,
Right.
I agree.
So
No, but Siakam started off special at the beginning of the
so
season.
maybe he's doing it in reverse.
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe it's,
I think they'll be a playoff team. As far as the question itself, what direction they're going, I have no idea.
I-
they-
Siakam's the
No,
direction.
That's not. But I'm saying we thought that was the case post Kawhi, like the year after, but we're seeing 2 years into it, like since Kawhi left, it's more of the same. You know,
So
I just
so
think that it's to me it's like at this point you got to make some big moves. You got to me you got to understand like who is the guy that you want to keep and build around, and everybody else got to go.
But what if they don't have that?
So
guy?
does this change? Let me ask y'all this though. Does this change y'all's opinion of Nick Nurse? Because y'all,
No.
I think a couple of you said
Nah,
that he
he's
was,
good.
like the best coach in the NBA.
Not at all.
I never said that, but he's good.
No, not at all. Yeah, he can coach. And I do have confidence in him turning this thing around. He's going to figure it out. Kind of what FIFA was saying and kind of address what you were saying. We know that Kyle Lowry, I think he's near retirement age. The organization feels like they're committed to Siakam. We'll find out if that remains to be true after this year and next year if he doesn't improve. But I think once he goes, I think they're gonna. Right now, the feeling that I get and what they've shown me is that they want to really build around Siakam, and they're gonna see if they can, and then if they can't, then they'll move in another direction. What direction? I don't know.
I think they want to keep OG and Siakam.
I definitely think they were kind of stuck in that weird rebuild phase.
Yeah.
When they lost Kawhi, but OG looked promising. He doesn't anymore.
It's
Yeah,
the
he doesn't.
injury.
He's a glue guy.
Yeah, he looks like he's done settled into being just some type of rotational player where he had, a ceiling a little bit higher than that. The direction of the Toronto Raptors, man, is very interesting. Excuse me, the way that they are presently constructed this year, I don't know if next year that'll be the same team. Because as good as Siakam is, I know I sound like a broken horse, he's only a Robin. And you're not going to win any titles, and you're going to be stuck in playoff purgatory if you just have a guy good enough just to get you there but not really compete. So Masai has his work cut out for him to see what he can get in return for Siakam eventually and legitimately start a rebuild, because I don't see it, because Van Vliet is nice, but to Shelton's point, I agree with him. With the way that Toronto is constructed, he's better off the bench for this squad. So, they may have to trade him too. I don't see the direction staying pat with the guys that you paid right now. It does not make sense.
All right. Moving on to one of the, I guess, most talked about teams since the summer, the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. My question to y'all, there's a lot of stuff coming out, so we're gonna touch on that. But my question to y'all is, does their record make y'all cautious of this team's potential success?
Not me, it doesn't. They're playing with a bevy of challenges. I don't think KD would. I think they won the last two games though, but I don't think. I know Kyrie nor KD played in a couple of those games, and with Spencer Dinwiddie going down too, it just made a difference. So they just kind of getting their legs under them. I think that first game was a flash of what their potential is and where they could be. But after that, reality set in, and it's like we got to get to know each other basically, and that's what's going on. This is the courting stage, like B said. This is preseason pretty much for them. But I think they still got the potential to do what we thought they would do in the beginning. I don't know if they will, but they have the potential.
What about you?
Yeah, the record shows that looking at their record now since Spence went out, it almost kind of shows that he's, I guess, more valuable than I expected. Not saying I'm not taking nothing away from Spence, because Spence, I've always liked Spence. Hell, when he was with the Pistons, I was wishing we would have developed him more and staying with us.
Boy, I'm about to say, damn,
I want to see B's all-time Detroit Piston team of players he wished they would have kept. I want to see that line.
Somebody's Detroit versus everybody list.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, we had Chris Middleton. We had Spence. We had Spence. Like, this is like, dude. Hell,
Christian Wood.
Hey, we had Allen Houston before he got nice with the Knicks. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like,
B's all-time Detroit versus everybody list. Everybody they should have traded.
Everybody left.
Yo. Yeah. But go ahead, finish, brother.
Got them championships in there.
Like when Spence first went down, I was like, well, you know what? They'd be cool. It's not gonna hurt them that much. But I mean, I guess he's definitely, like I said, he's more valuable than what I originally panned him to be. So maybe that could be why their record is where it's at right now. Because like I said, y'all heard me. I've always said that Nets was gonna be a fun, especially off the first like 2 or 3 games. I'm like, man, Nets gonna be a fun team to watch. They're gonna be fun. Like, as long as they stay healthy, they're gonna be a problem. They're gonna be fun to watch. So I think Spence kind of messed up the rotation for everything and threw everything off. Because I think the couple of games I saw, Chris, he was in Levert, he was in starting, and I think they was gonna use him for like that off the bench energy guy, like the same thing that I think Shelton about Van Fleet. Like they was using him for strictly off the bench offense, and now that he's gonna have to get stuck in that start lineup, they're gonna have to switch some things up. So I don't know if Steve Nash gonna have to play with the lineups a lot more now that Spencer's out.
Nash
but I think they're figured out. I think talent wise they're good enough to get get the thing rolling by the time, February, early March hit. But I'm not worried. I mean, the record doesn't concern me. I just take it with a grain of salt. Like, look, it's a long NBA season. Hell, there's gonna be stretches where you gonna have win some games, and there's gonna be some stretches where maybe in the 10-game span you might go 6-4, 5-5, or 4-6. You know what I'm saying? So I just took that as a grain of salt, but not nothing like to be concerned about. Not
So
right
is
now.
Spence out the whole year?
Yeah.
Yes, he's out the whole. I think it was ACL. Right?
That's a big loss.
But it was partial, right? Like it wasn't a fully torn ACL, right?
Yeah, I saw he was rehabbing, but I would figure
when they
him out for
reported
the
it,
season.
they said out for season. So
So he may come back playoffs, but
maybe.
for the regular season he's out.
I wouldn't rush it. There's no point. There's no point to put that man's career in jeopardy. But I don't know, man. Brooklyn's interesting. Brooklyn is very interesting because they got off to a hot start, and we see what they could potentially be at their best.
Mhm.
But how do they overcome those nights that you just don't have it? And does it become such an issue that it becomes a toxic locker room? Because obviously we know winning cures all things, but what happens if they go on a worse stretch than the 1-4 stretch that they went on? Can they overcome that?
And that 1-4 stretch happened with Spence went down, right?
Yeah, it happened like right after he got hurt.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said, Ken. It's like, damn, I guess he was that valuable.
I just wanted to add that context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, all that being said, I think at their best, they're probably one of the better teams in the NBA. But what are they really, right? Like at their best, they could compete with anybody. But at a normal state, what are they? And that's where I have to question. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with their two stars because we've seen Kyrie and KD look dominant a lot this year already.
Kyrie didn't feel like playing today because he didn't feel like playing today.
See, but and that's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that holds this team back. Is the things that we don't know because we're just not privy to, and then we have to make all of this speculation being people on the outside looking in. So that's why I don't love them. That's why I can't put them as championship contenders. The talent says that they are, so I'll put them there, but I'm not confident in them coming out of the East just because what's their mood going to be like that day? Because if the mood is off, then they're not doing nothing. And I just, as a basketball analyst, I can't account for that.
You want to do it to me?
I'm going. You gonna do it? Obviously, I'm not going. It's too early for me. I'm looking at this team. I know Ken's gonna hate me for saying this. I'm looking at this team like the first year that the Miami Heat got together with LeBron and D Wade, and it looked like, what was it? Their first 9 games,
8 and 9,
something like that. Yeah, it was a bad look coming out the gate with all that hype going into it, especially in the summer. I feel like it's the same way. So I'm not gonna say that it's scaring me off based on their record, because right now they're the 8th seed if the season ended today. But I do have concerns from that report of Kyrie talking about somebody just didn't feel like playing today, or like I didn't feel like coming in without any explanation or anything like that. Because Kyle was the one that brought that up, like as far as in our group chat, like this is the guy that gives me iffy about all this shit. So I still have them going far in the East. I have them representing the East in the NBA Finals, but right now I still need like at least 20 games for me to be like, all right, I'm confident in that prediction. But I'll still say it, but my confidence is wavering right now.
Well, y'all remember?
Bring it home, brother Ken. Bring it home.
Y'all remember I was high on the Nets. I said they could go win it all.
You were.
And pre-Dinwiddie injury, when Dinwiddie went out, I was like, oh man, that's not good. And then there was one game they were playing, was it the Hawks? And didn't KD and Kyrie both miss a shot?
Yeah, they weren't.
What did Kyrie say about KD? Didn't he say I can look? What did he say? I
can look at him and be confident that he can close just like me.
Yeah, just like Kyrie.
Yeah.
He said just like
not
me?
just like Kyrie, but I'm paraphrasing. He said like I haven't played with a guy like him who can close games.
He still hadn't. I'm just playing.
Don't disrespect
KD. But it was funny that they both just happened to miss the shot after he was talking all that shit. I'm just saying.
They
are
both
the-
had good looks.
It's one
Both.
game.
But both had good looks.
They had good looks at the basket.
LeBron would have made it. D Wade would have made it. AD would have made it. No, I'm just fucking with you. And people can go back and check the tape. But the one thing that concerned me was what happened tonight.
What happened
Fucking
tonight?
Kyrie.
What
Kyrie opting out because he didn't feel like it. That's speculation. We don't know the truth. We'll find out. We'll always find out. KD is
Nash
out.
didn't know. Even Steve Nash didn't know why.
You can't, like, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
That is a problem. And that was the thing that concerned me was what happens when he gets in his mood or KD gets in their mood, the media gets on them. How do they respond to what you were talking about, FIFO, adversity? Right now, it don't look like they respond very well. You lose a guy, you go on 1-4. Kyrie had a great game the other night. 30 points, was 7 for 7 in the first half. But we talk about up here with Philly, Kyrie been in the league. He's a champion. He's been in the league way too long to be having this problem right here. And that concerns me when it comes to this team. And we got a first-year coach in Nash who didn't have to coach early. You lose Dinwiddie, now he don't know what to do with the roster yet. So I'm cooling off the Nets, man, because I don't know. One of y'all guys talked about the locker room. The locker room concerns me when it comes to this team. When they were winning, like FIFO said, winning cures all, and we saw that early. Now, this is a problem. It might get ugly.
We'll see.
You know, KD Moody. I know they homies and I know they best boys, but you cannot. KD need to be over his house tonight, COVID and all, asking him why he didn't play, because he needs answers. Nash needs answers, and if I'm Nash, I'm suspending him for at least a week or at least 2 games. He cannot tolerate this type of behavior. Mm-hmm. If he lets it go, these guys are gonna fall apart. They're gonna be Philly part 2s.
Yeah, now to be the Clippers part 2s with Paul George and.
Well, yeah, Clippers is more appropriate.
Yeah, I knew you was going to agree with that. The last team in this division, which in my eyes is the best team in the division, and right now they're a top 5 seed in the East. The New York Knicks.
Hey, man.
Wow.
Hey.
Is Tibbs the coach of the year?
No.
Wow.
Look, Nick, we know that by the All-Star.
All right,
game,
bro. Don't try to don't piss on my parade.
They're gonna run out. They're gonna run out of energy. But I love what I'm seeing from them so far. Every time I see they get a win or they were in a close game, I think about you, Nick. Brother, you come to my mind. RJ Barrett has looked good except the other night, but he's looking like he's settling
Julius
in.
Randle's making an MVP.
That'll only last.
He's
You mean All-Star?
Yeah.
Bring it down a couple levels.
He's flirting with triple doubles damn near every game.
That's fine.
Bring it down.
That's fine.
He's in the MVP conversation.
It's a long season, Nick.
It's a long season, but right now he's in MVP conversation.
What conversation he in, Nick?
MVP.
Oh wow.
He's the only person talking about Julius Randle.
Right.
Look at you want me to
He's definitely.
No,
he's
we
definitely-
don't.
He's definitely playing like he's gonna make the All-Star game this year, but MVP
that was guaranteed.
You just hype.
That's a lonely
You're a
conversation.
little hype right
I
now.
don't know who talking about it.
The only person.
Yeah, you and him would be the only 2 talking about that. I don't even think his mom
He gonna
like
get.
that.
Hey, Sheldon, he gonna get 1 vote.
It's gonna be for me. I will say this though, like Ken said, they're playing like the one thing that I will give credit for. Tibbs always brings out a defensive intensity in every team that he goes to.
And they gotta want it because we saw they ain't won it in Minnesota.
Yeah, but this team is younger than that team, so they're trying to prove that they're not the Knicks, that type of moniker. At least that's what I've been reading from the quotes. And that game that Austin Rivers had against Utah that man was like that. He was a top 10 pick. That's what he was showcasing from when he came out with Anthony Davis. I like this team. I like the rookies. OB hasn't played yet because he's dealing with a calf injury, but Emmanuel quickly, he could possibly become the starter soon. I like his energy. They got a lot of good Kentucky boys on the squad. I think Tibbs he's doing a great job. I'm not projecting them to make it out the East. I'm not a delusional Knicks fan, but I do like this direction that we're going in. And I I'm gonna tell y'all now. Julius Randle is on a rampage right now. I got.
Hey, Nick, he's leading the team in every statistical category except for steals and blocks. Like he's leading the team in assists per game, rebounds per game, and points per game. So that Julius Randle coming
23 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists for a big man.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've always liked Julius Randle. His career, he just ended up in some bad situations. I'll be brief with the Knicks. What I'll say about them is that I like their attitude, and I think that goes a long way. And I think those attitudes, based on what I've seen from them, and the quotes you're telling me about that you're seeing, is they're trying to change that culture, and I think it starts from the top down. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy that Stephen A. was, and a lot of other people were like ranting and raving about that they brought on board
from
that's
Kentucky?
Connected. No, it's an exec. It's some kind of
Leon Rose.
Yeah. They were like singing this dude's praises because he connected and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so far it looks like I don't know if he's had any impact, but that was a change they made.
That coaching staff is good too. They got Mike Woodson back on the with the Knicks.
Who?
Mike Woodson. Who was the
coach Mike Woodson
of the Hawks. When he was the head coach of the Knicks, that was the last time they really had. That was with Melo and Jason Kidd when they went to the playoffs and broke that almost 20 year playoff drought. But I like structurally, like you said, I like everything. I'm waiting to see more. I want to see what Obi looks like with this roster.
Yeah. I don't know about him yet, but I like their attitude, and I think it's great.
I think as much as I said Thibs shouldn't be in the NBA anymore, just because his success hasn't necessarily translated to every roster. It looks like he is what the Knicks needed right now. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a championship coach for them. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is the roster that is even going to make the playoffs. But with all that being said, I agree with you, Ken. Having a good attitude and just what you're going to get with Thibs, and they're reacting to it. And that's the reason why they're in games like they haven't been in years past. So obviously they believe. I don't. But that's cool.
Not only in games, they're coming back and winning games.
They're coming back
down double digits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
So they believe, and that goes a long way. Confidence goes a long way in the NBA.
That's going to be a shirt. They believe, I don't.
I don't.
I think in the East, I think this can be a good starting point for the direction that the Knicks are going. I can see them being a 7th or 8th seed in the East this year. And probably pushing a 2 seed or 1 seed for a game or two. You know what I'm saying? And making it a competitive series throughout. So this would be a good direction. Like Ken, you make a good point. Like it's like the energy. I think I saw, was it 2 games or just 1 game? I think I watched 1 game of the Knicks. And I like the attitude. I like the energy that the young guys are bringing. So that's definitely, whenever you got young guys having great attitudes like that and playing, with some type of moxie, I think that's always a good recipe for long term. Like if they can start off this run right here and make it to the playoffs, okay, we made the playoffs. That's a goal. Next year, let's do such and such. And it can progress. So if these guys continue, these young guys continue to stay together and develop well, and if Tibbs can still have his imprint, in the coaching staff, I think Knicks might be all right. I think this year can be a good stepping stone right now. If their goal is to make the playoffs, I think they right now, today, they look like they en route to being the playoff team.
I don't believe the hype. This team will not make the playoffs. Reality.
He's saying that with a Charlotte Hornets hat. Come on, bro.
Face. This team will not make the playoffs. Reality will set in a couple games, and they'll be what we thought they were. I mean, I'm proud of them so far, but they ain't got nothing.
Damn. Okay.
All right, bro.
And I like Julius Randle too, Ken. I second what you said. He was in a bad situation. Well, he hurt his leg in LA. And after that, it just wasn't the right situation for him. But I think he's in the right place now. And I'm proud of him for what he's doing. I don't know about no MVP, even thought. MVP of the Knicks maybe, but no, not even. That's about it.
Y'all gonna see.
No playoffs for the Knicks. I'm sorry, Nick.
All right, let's move on to the Northwest Division in the Western Conference. and we'll start off with the Utah Jazz. Question I got for y'all is: can Donnie Mitchell take the Jazz further than they got in the bubble?
No.
Why not?
Oh.
I don't think the rest of the roster is good enough to get them there.
But I think, unlike Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown conversation, I think he does have even another level that we haven't seen.
I agree with that.
And I think when you have a guy that special, anything is possible.
You sure we didn't see it last year in the playoffs,
What
in
I'm
the
saying
bubble?
is, I think he has even more than that
Oh wow.
from what we saw. I think he's that special. I really do. When I watch him play, I had question marks about him, but every time I question, is he really that good? He does what he did.
I loved him ever since he came out.
He's
Like,
really that good, but is everybody
you
else
think?
really that
I
good?
did too. Trust me.
Oh,
I
go
know.
ahead.
As
Let's
a
add him
first
to the
Pistons
list.
fan,
Yep.
Jesus Christ. We picked Luke Kennard over
There you
him.
go.
I see the hurt. in your
He
eyes.
basically every team he goes like we was one play away from being.
But I
man.
definitely think Donovan Mitchell is that special, and I think when you're that special, obviously you could do a lot more with a lot less. But I don't think that the way that they are constructed now, meaning the guys that they're paying, him, Rudy Gobert, they're
Mike-
paying Joe Ingles,
Mike Conley.
Mike Connolly, especially Mike Connolly. Mike Connolly is what's holding this team back because the version of Mike Connolly that's even serviceable no longer exists. And that's the issue because of the money. And again, just like Toronto, just like a bevy of other teams, when's the last time Utah signed a free agent? So they had to pay who they had to pay in terms of Rudy Gobert, and I think that was the right move. You talking about defensive player of the year, and you drafted him. You have to keep him. And you drafted
Top five
Donovan
center.
Mitchell. You have
Top
to
five
keep him.
center right now. Right now. Top five
Exactly.
center.
So you have to keep those guys, but where's the wiggle room? You know, how do you truly improve the squad? So obviously nobody's going to take on Mike Conley's contract, so he's going to play that out in Utah. But once that money comes off the books, I don't know where their salary cap looks like, if they'll have that amount available to go outright sign a free agent. But they're going to have to figure that out because they need a third guy, and Mike Conley is not that guy.
No, he's
You know, he
not.
basically said what
I thought he
just
was
said, right?
when they first signed him. I thought he was gonna be like their third guy, but yeah, he's definitely not. He's not playing to the potential that I thought he was going. He's not playing to the role I thought he was going to be for them when he went there.
Yep.
Who would be a good fit for this team?
He was when playing at the level the last years that we seen him with
In
Memphis.
yeah.
That's why I thought.
He got hurt.
Yeah, but even like he didn't have to be like when they were pushing the
Warriors.
And
the Spurs.
And the Spurs. He didn't have to even be at that level. He could be a diminished level because of how good Donovan is, but he's not even that. Like he's just a rotational player now, and that's a problem. But the thing that I'm saying different than you is the fact that I think Donovan Mitchell has another gear than what we've seen, and I think that can carry them past a first or second round, potentially.
I think Donovan. I think he needs a Robin.
He does.
Like who is his true Robin?
He don't have one.
Yeah, he doesn't have one.
He needs a Robin. I think that's all Utah is really missing to me. I feel like every year they got shooters. You got defensive guys. You got guys on the block. You got guys that can guard wing guys. He doesn't have his Robin. Like
the closest Robin that they got is Joe Ingles, and if that man was just a little bit more athletic, he would be that guy. But he doesn't have the physicality to really compete every game against the best. But we know here he's ready.
Yeah,
every game. I love Joe Ingles.
But yeah, he needs a Robin, dude. Yeah, that's all, to me. That's what the Jazz need, a Robin.
I would trade Mike Conley for Paul George.
Yep. Or Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. I say Paul George because that'll be a good place for him to hide out. Ain't as much pressure in Utah. and LA needs a point guard. So there you go.
Yeah.
I think that I like how y'all said. I do agree. Donnie doesn't really have a Robin. I thought I had high praise and high hopes for Mike Conley, but especially he's from Ohio State. but it's not looking good right now. Right now, he don't got a Robin. He got a lot of Alfreds. You know what I'm saying? A lot of serviceable niggas, but not he can't do battle with them. I do think they'll get out the first round though. I do think I think
it depends on the matchup.
Well, I mean, they took Denver to 7, so and they should have easily won that series.
But it depends on the matchup.
I get you. But the fact that they showed that and Donnie was like bonkers balling, like I think that he instilled confidence in his team. Like we ain't that far away.
Yeah, as long as Shaq ain't destroyed Gobert's confidence. He was destroying that man.
He did.
Oh man.
All right, moving on to the next team, we got the Portland Trailblazers. My question to y'all is, what things need to happen this year for them to have a successful season?
Get rid of Melo. No, I'm just playing.
You want me to walk off the show right now? You done shit on the Knicks, and then
I think they should start Melo. I think
I do too. I do too.
So that's what I say.
Of course you do, Nick.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I watched the games, and it's like at this point, they need to hit everybody with their first. Like you got to hit them with a knockout punch. They don't have the luxury of having depth, and like you can put Melo on the bench and he could be the spark. Nah, they need like I've seen some of the games like when I trust Dame obviously, but to me it's always CJ. You don't know what you're gonna get with CJ. And
wait, you saying you don't know what you're gonna get with CJ?
I'm talking about consistently.
I feel like CJ is more consistent than Dame.
He is more consistent than Dame. But that's it. That's the beginning and end of this roster.
Nonetheless, if Dame and CJ can't do it alone in that first unit, they need someone else that can push that defender away from double teams, or at least make somebody hesitate and think like, all right, who can I cover? Because Melo can shoot these corner threes, but Dame can take it to the hole and do whatever. So
They got to trade one of them.
Who?
Here we go.
It ain't gonna be Dame. We know what Dame is. We know what he means to Portland. So essentially, what I'm saying is CJ McCollum's days are numbered as a Portland Trailblazer. And the reason why I say that is we've seen it year after year. They retool every year to try to maximize the Dame and CJ connection. And I think they don't wrung the last bit of juice out of that squeeze. There's no more there. They've done what they can do. And that pairing is not a championship.
You know who's going to be like that? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
It's very possible. But you know what the difference is that Dame and CJ have played in their primes together now for at least 3 to 4 seasons. Where Jaylen and Jason, they're just now starting to scratch that. So you gotta know. Like there's still a question mark with Boston. We know what it is with Portland. They're not gonna delete teams with the way that they're constructed with those two guards. They're just not. And it's not say that.
Also,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say also in to Ken's point, those two cancel each other out. Those two matchups. Boston has a stronger supporting cast than Portland does.
Yep, they do.
Like I said, the rest of them guys on that team. I mean, you could take them or leave them. Any of them, from Robert Covington to Rodney Hood. Who else you want to name? Even Enes Kanter with this team. Nurkic, any of them, they're underachievers. So that's team, they don't. It's just them two or bust.
Yep.
That's my biggest disappointment. Nurkic is my biggest disappointment because you talk about Kanter and pick and rolls. Nurkic was horrible against the Lakers. Like
him too.
Horrible. So, and again, with Dame and CJ, they have to play their best for them to even be competitive because they're cast outside of Melo. You can't really trust them. Melo hit game-winning shots, kid. Chill out. Don't act like you didn't see Melo in the bubble. All right, everybody saw Melo in the bubble.
Briefly.
Nah, but yeah, man.
When you rely on shooters, when you rely on jump shooters like that, it's unless you're talking about Steph Curry, it's really tough. And even then, you got to have another option. You got to have somewhere else to go. And both those guys are shooters. Period. So I mean, they can score, but I'm just saying their basic game is outside the free throw line extended.
But I'm glad that you mentioned Golden State. I've been watching them very intently, and Draymond just got back like maybe a game or two ago. And Draymond, you see the value of Draymond.
Yes, you do.
Especially in that game where Steph scored 62, that last three he hit, post game or, not post game, like in the with the whole shebang. But right after the game, Steph talked about, I was chasing Draymond and I damn near like called for the ball. He said I should have never even questioned that he knew exactly where I was. And that's the issue with that Portland team is that they don't have a point forward like that. Because CJ and Dame, not only do they have to score, they have to play make. And what Draymond allows Steph and Clay to do, especially Steph, because Clay's not a playmaker like that, but what it allows Steph to do is just score. I don't have to worry about these other guys. If they're open, Draymond's gonna get it to them. I don't have to worry about being a point guard. When I'm in the zone like this, I could just worry about scoring. And they've never had that. They never had that luxury. They
I
also
read
have
something
never
where
had.
Dame was campaigning to get Draymond Green on the Portland squad. I think that.
Yeah, that was perfect. He fits perfect. Draymond fits anywhere where you have scoring type guards. The other thing too, okay, fine, we don't have a Draymond. They're about 5-6 years too late on Melo, because Melo is also that other type of player piece that they were missing. But Melo is just not the same guy no more. He's still serviceable for this squad, and I've said it for years. But they just don't have that extra piece at that level of CJ and Dame, and because of that, you got to get rid of CJ. Unfortunately,
Is Dame still shooting those 50, 60 footers that he was in the bubble?
Yeah,
he's still pulling.
He's
He's still pulling them like that.
Okay. That Dame, baby.
Yeah, I got to catch up on their games too. So
Yeah.
Next team we got is the Denver Nuggets. Question to y'all is: are they the favorites to make it to the Western Conference Final?
No.
Yes.
No.
They better than the Clippers.
Okay.
So it's two teams. The Denver Nuggets and the Lakers. Those are the favorites.
I don't know. Y'all know I'm high on Jamal Murray, but he started off slow, and I think one of the things when you're in this league is you got to bring it every night.
You said he playing like Bill Murray?
Jimmy Murray. There are no nights off when you're one of those type of players.
Nope.
And he took some nights off early, whether he was poor shooting, he didn't have it. I don't know what was going on. But, I mean, playoff, Jamal is different. But that was also bubble Jamal, too. So we'll see, but I need to see more consistency from him. I know Jokic is going to bring it, but I don't know. Something seems like they just seem off to me.
MPJ's been out for a couple games, hasn't he?
It's not him. But he needs to take it another step too.
Maybe the bubble fatigue is still with this team.
It's with a lot of NBA teams, which I've noticed.
Yeah. We're not seeing the true versions of a lot of NBA teams because some of them have not played in almost a year. Some of them just played 71 days ago. So, you're going to get a varying level of performance until it starts to equal out. With that being said, I still love Denver's talent. You could tell that the way Denver wants to play, it's a rhythm type of style of play.
Yeah.
They're just not in rhythm. Jamal Murray's not in rhythm. The only one that looks mid-season form is Joker. Did you see that performance he just had the other night? 35 points, like 14 rebounds.
30-point triple-double.
Yeah, 35-point triple-double. Again, why I say I'll take Joker over Embiid. But he's the only one that's in rhythm right now. So that's why I'm not worried about them. Because also Jamal Murray, what makes him special is his shooting ability. Shooters got to be in rhythm. He's just not there yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried just based off upon what I seen last year. But at some point I think they'll get it right.
Yeah. 5 years, right? Title in 5 years? We still on that?
No, he said 5
I'm
to 10.
surprised.
You remembering that shit?
He said 5 to 10. That nigga gave him a felony charge.
Somebody said play Bobo. Man, if y'all don't stop with this Bobo shit.
They did. I was waiting on it. I was waiting on FIFA to say something about him.
He ain't nothing but a faster taco fall.
That can shoot.
Come on.
He can shoot threes.
Beezy, somebody said that Grant looking good for Detroit though. So y'all got him from Denver, and he playing pretty good for y'all. So
Jeremy Grant.
don't be so sad.
He like the go-to guy. He better play good. You don't got nobody else in that squad.
Sheldon,
losing.
you got the
What'd
Nuggets.
you say?
Do you think the Nuggets are the favorites to go to the Western Conference Finals?
In my opinion, no. I just don't think that they're gonna bounce back and have the year like they had last year. I think that they're missing some pieces off that bench, and they just don't look the same. Like you said, they're not in rhythm between the starters, and Will Barton back has not been a positive so far. They just don't look comfortable right now, and I don't think they'll get it together by the end of the season. I think a team like Phoenix, who was looking great, can knock them off, as well as a few of the other teams out west, including the Clippers. So no, I don't think so. I don't think they have the chance to make it back this year.
I want everybody to remember this moment because of what Shelton J just said, please.
Okay. We'll put a pin in it.
What are your thoughts, B? Who you think is the favorite?
I mean, obviously the Lakers. I mean, I wouldn't. I think it's a good percentage that we're going to see this Western Conference rematch this year. I definitely don't have no issue with Denver being favored to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I talent wise, they're there. I mean, and I do agree. It's still that bubble. They still got that bubble fatigue. I think I can definitely. I said this from the beginning. I think it's going to be a lot of players. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of teams, especially those teams that played in the bubble, take be load managing. I think I would not be surprised if you start seeing some teams start to load manage come February and March. But yeah, I don't have no issue. Look, I was already on the Denver train that I think they can make this. I mean, I wasn't on they win the championship in 5 years train, but for them like this at this level and being one of the top 3 Western Conference teams for the next few years, I definitely see that. So just off the talent that they have alone. So yeah, I think they got a chance of being in the Western Conference Finals again.
And Ken, the chat is right. They saying that Millsaps with an S is the reason why they're not gonna make it back. Like what he watched, so him starting. I'm surprised you didn't say that.
That's Ken Boy.
Yeah,
Millsaps with an S.
All right, let's move on to Oklahoma City, the Thunder. Question to y'all is: are we witnessing some up and coming potential stars in OKC? And I say that because of Darius Baisley and SGA.
Oh, the white boy?
Nah,
Baisley not white?
nah, he light skinned.
I thought he was from overseas.
Nah, he from Cincinnati.
Oh shit! No wonder you talking about it.
Hey, and he from my high school too. Shout out to Princeton. You know what I'm saying?
He's balling though.
Who's they have a black dude too, like an African name. If I say it, I could tell you. But he's balling too. Like he's hitting threes. He's playing defense.
Oh, was that the guy that was giving Harden fits in the playoffs last year?
Yeah,
He built like a football player.
Yeah.
Oh, Dort.
Yeah.
Yep, Dort.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look, hey, what? Ken? 2 words. Sam Presti. Put respect on it.
Mm. What's their record?
Hey, no, Ken. You gotta judge them for where they are. We know that they are in a massive rebuild.
3 and 4.
They're in a massive rebuild. You're giving the best GM picker of talent picks.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. Like, look, these guys are young. They don't know necessarily how to win in the NBA. Plus, they got a new coach too, right?
Yeah. Donovan out.
Donovan's out. They got a new coach. It's a lot of transition. They're not gonna win. They're not gonna be competitive. But to Nick's question, there are some stars brewing.
Yeah, and they in those draft picks, huh?
No,
that he ain't picked yet.
No,
they not on the team. That's what you're saying.
I like
Dort,
and I also like
Dort with a T, not a K.
Yeah. Dort. You're right. Dort.
They say he's Canadian too, people, not African.
He's somewhere.
They made dark skinned Canadians?
They do, bro.
There's a lot of Caribbean and African
yeah,
people
man.
in Canada.
They are.
Why I don't ever see them on TV?
Because that's not what TV wants you to know. But you really go to Toronto, there's a lot of black folk there. It's a lot of
I know black people are there. I just thought they all were like baked.
No. They're Caribbean.
Yeah.
They're Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like West Trinidad, all that. But anyway, Dort is nice. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is nice.
Oh yeah, I like him.
You know, but that other guy that he mentioned, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, he's been putting up numbers. I haven't seen him play. This team don't look like they're fun to watch.
He's right now. Baisley averages 13, 9, 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist.
Yeah, they look like they're raggedy.
They're young, but I like them.
Yeah, they don't have any fun talent on that roster yet.
Yeah.
And losing Chris Paul hurts too.
Oh,
I won't say that. He wasn't. They need to see what they got.
Oh yeah, I
You know
don't
what I mean?
disagree
Like
with that.
I think like he wasn't gonna do.
But
like,
it did hurt.
It did hurt.
Yeah.
But I think him being there for just 1 year
And
helped
then
a
a
lot.
shooter.
Mm-hmm.
That hurt them.
Yeah, but
But having him there, it's a leader, and they needed maybe 1 more year of development and leadership.
I don't think they're concerned about that though.
Yeah. At this point,
they weren't.
it's all about getting these future draft picks in there and building upon what they already have. Yeah.
They're trying to tank. Yeah.
Who do you? Oh no, I'm gonna take it a whole different way. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going.
B, did you have something to say?
No, I didn't.
All right, let's move on to the next team. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves. My question to y'all is: building around Cat the best way for this team to succeed?
For right now.
I have a choice, really. They hadn't worked yet.
For right now, because here's the thing. Cat is one of the better big men in the league because of skill set. Cat is another one of these guys that it's between the ears for him. It's not a physical thing. It's between the ears. So with that being said, I do like how they have continued to build around him. I was just telling my brother, though, that I feel that they made the wrong decision with trading Levine to get Jimmy Butler. They should have traded Wiggins and kept Levine, because if you see what Levine is doing with Chicago, that man is definitely taking that next level. But coming back to the Minnesota Timberwolves, I do like Anthony Edwards. I do like Jarrett Culver. I do like D'Angelo Russell. So they're getting those perimeter players that you need to surround a big man with. But I just have to question the level of maturity with Cat. And I don't know if he wants it like that. I think he's more enamored with the lifestyle. I think he's more enamored with everything that surrounds being a basketball player versus actually doing the nitty gritty on the court.
Didn't you say you had some Entertainment Tonight news about Cat that made you say like I question? Was that him or was that
No, that was Paul George.
Oh, Paul George.
I told people to hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Cat I think he likes being a basketball player versus like playing the game of basketball. That's the perception I get.
From who again?
Cat.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
I don't think he's serious.
I think he's a talent, but I think he's more like a Blake Griffin when he was with the Clippers.
Hell no, not even.
I'm talking about as far
you
as
disrespecting Blake Griffin.
No, I'm just talking about as far as like a star that you thought you could build around, but now you may have to move on.
But for different reasons, like Blake, because he just had untimely injuries. But Blake wanted it. Blake played hard. Blake was in it. Cat isn't. Because think about it. CP is a lot like Jimmy Butler, like an agitator, irritant. I'm gonna hold you accountable. You better step the F up. And Blake stepped up to that. Cat, coward. Wiggins, coward. I don't believe in those guys, man. They're part of that new generation that's just soft as hell. They think it's supposed to be given to them. Oh, you 7 foot, you got a jumper. Yeah, you somewhat nice. I'm supposed to win. No, bro, you got to go earn that. You can't be letting them dunk on you all like that, calling you out and stuff. Where they do that at? The greats don't do that. When somebody call you out, you go outscore them. You take that personal. What does Steph do? Oh, y'all think Dame better than me? Oh, let me show you what I think of Dame. That's what.
Yes, sir.
Cat is weak, bro. Cat is weak.
I'm with the
Get
battery in his back.
Cat is weak, man.
Man, and he's one we talk about needing. He needs somebody else to have that throne, and he can just like kind of do what he do. They need somebody else on that team to step up. Hopefully, it's Edwards who shows that he can play and be the Batman, so to speak. That guy that's gonna go get them buckets and be that killer, because he needs that back.
Edwards about to be a free agent pickup with the Atlanta Falcons. He don't want to play. He don't want to play basketball like that.
Yeah, you're right.
What was the question?
You're right.
Is it a mistake to build around Cat?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Because he played like one. Like his attitude is like one. So,
Yeah, man.
yeah, nah, I think it is. Edwards is the future of that team.
Yep.
I like Edwards. I like Edwards a lot.
You see that dunk he had against Denver the other night? Ooh,
That's a grown man on that court.
That's a grown ass man, boy.
That's a grown man on that court. All right, B, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I'm with FIFO, man. Like I think Cat's mentally, I think he's not that guy you want to build around, or continue to going forward building around. If Anthony Edwards have that moxie and he continue it, that you can probably get some pieces and trade Cat at some point, but he's not the guy I think you would want to center your piece around and build around him.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Central Division in the Eastern Conference. I'm going to start with the Pistons, and I got a question directly for B. What is the number one thing you are looking for out of this team this season?
I hope they don't fire Dwayne Casey. Hope they don't fire the black coach. I just want to see what the rookie's gonna look like. Kellen Hayes, other dude from Villanova. I can't think of his damn name. I think Ivy. I think that's his name from Villanova. I want to see what these guys can. I just want to see what they can do. I'm expecting the Pistons to probably have one of the, if not the worst record in the league. Once this regular season is all said and done. I'm not expecting.
They currently have that right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm not expecting them to win much at all. I hate to see Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin just kind of waste their last few, years of their career in Detroit. Trade them. Let's trade them before the trade deadline. Let's get some draft picks or something in place of that, in place of Rose and Griffin, because I don't want to see them just being in Detroit rotting and we're not even in a position to win. So I just want to see what these rookies can do. I want to see what these rookies going to do. And these second-year players, I wanted to see how good they develop, and I just hope Dwayne Casey does not get fired.
What happened to Killian Hayes?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I think he suffered an injury. I can't remember what that injury was, but I know he hadn't been playing.
Torn hip labrum.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well he was sucking anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I told you I wouldn't high. Remember, I wasn't high on him.
Yeah, he got his ass busted.
Prove me wrong, but I wasn't high on him. So we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna be one of the weakest teams in the league. So I'm not expecting much from the Pistons, man. To be honest with you, it's just I already know this year is about to be sucky.
So B, I agree with you. I don't want to see Dwayne Casey get fired for the Pistons' sake, but I want to see Dwayne Casey get fired for his sake.
Damn.
What? Are you talking about just not get all these losses on his record?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I know what you mean, FIFO. I know what you
Yeah.
mean. But to his point,
So you want to get the fire regardless.
Right.
hey, but FIFO, Dwayne Casey turned around to Toronto. You know what I'm saying? He took them from a barely winning 20 season team, 20 game team, plus, winning team. I don't know.
So like I just think Dwayne Casey's too good of a coach. And obviously he already has a whole bunch of losses on his record because of Toronto, and he was able to turn that organization around. And I'm very confident he could do the same with the Pistons. But I just think at where he is in his coaching life, he needs to be coaching a team that has the potential to win and not a complete rebuild. He should be with the Pistons 3 to 5 years from now with some of the draft guys that they got, and okay, maybe we got one or two, then let's get this guy to make them pop. You know what I'm saying? But
we should have like a first time coacher. Or
yes.
That's what we should have right now.
The timing's not right with the coach, even though I love the coach for the organization because the organization hasn't won, but it's just unfortunate on both ends. It's because the timing's not right.
It really is, man. It sucks, man. All our Detroit teams are whack as hell right now. This is bad.
You better go before that Detroit monologue start.
It's bad. No, it's man. The Lions suck. Even the Tigers, they starting to go back down. Pistons, we suck. I mean, I don't even see a light at the end of the tunnel right now in Detroit sports. It's bad, man. It's like really bad right now. Jesus Christ.
Let's move on to the next team.
You got to get it out at least once.
Hey, you
should
know,
say
you know
that
I
to
do,
the end,
Ken.
Nick.
You already know. You already know.
Nick B ain't gonna say nothing else. Why you say that to the end, man?
The Indiana Pacers. Question I got for y'all is: will they make any significant noise in the East this year?
No.
By significant, I mean get out the first round.
I mean, they could probably, depending on the
They could.
matchups, but
Because I don't think they've done that in like the last
Since
4 or 5
since
years.
Paul George's been
Since
there.
Paul George?
Oh.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Paul George was the man.
He was.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
But again, that's
wonder-
contingent on the
wonder now
matchup.
that I wonder now that Indiana is like fully healthy. Do Victor still want to get out of there? Because remember, he was screaming that he wanted to get out of there. Like,
That was more media. I'd never seen Victor say that with his own two lips.
I thought there was a video of it. Like he walked up to some players like, look.
Maybe he sung it.
He serenaded these niggas. I'm the voice out this bit.
yeah, because I mean, Indiana, they in full strength right now. So
Yeah.
they was missing pieces last year in the playoffs, and I think Victor was still kind of getting into a groove because he was coming off of a bad injury. So will they make a significant? Can they get out the first round? Just like Ken said, depending on who they end up matching up, where they, where they see that, who they match up against. But they might be a first round exit again, probably. I do see them making the playoffs though. I mean, I'm not taking that away from them.
Because I think that this is one of those lunch pail teams, right?
Yeah.
DeMontis Sabonis, I like him. Is he a superstar? No. All-star? Hell yeah. Very skilled big man with size, knows how to use it. Oladipo, is he elite? No. Is he really good? Yeah. Malcolm Brogdon. Miles Turner.
50, 40, 90.
Yeah, 50, 40, 90. He's nice. Is he elite? No. Miles Turner super nice. Is he elite? No.
Is Miles Turner super nice?
He's at least nice.
He had a great
nice.
rookie campaign, but
He's nice.
He's nice. I'm not saying that the Montes is the best big man on that team.
Yeah, but Miles Turner, it
Should've.
felt like he was going to project to be a nice big man.
Everybody doesn't.
Yeah.
Everybody
he's
doesn't.
averaging 5 rebounds a game. That's the problem I have with it. Like
Yeah.
He stays on the perimeter a lot, don't he?
He does. Now he does. He's falling in love with it. TJ Warren, you know what I'm saying? Super
hurt.
solid.
They need to send him back to the bubble.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Hey,
But-
I knew it.
That's what's missing.
Yeah, but
It's
when
him.
you look at this roster, it's like even at full strength, even everybody healthy,
Yeah.
they nice, but they not special.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of again, it's one of those teams that is going to be stuck in purgatory.
Yeah.
We're going to make the playoffs every year. We're going to be too good, and we have too many contracts to go sign somebody. But are you good enough to really go trade to go get a James Harden? No, so they just stuck. They're stuck like the Hawks were, some years ago.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good comparison.
I agree. I don't think they'll do much. That's the thing about this franchise. Like they always seem like they're competitive, but not super competitive. They're not really like you see like you're not surprised they're in the playoffs, but you realize like you just chalk them up like they're out.
Yeah, they're just in the playoffs. So part of some of these smaller market teams, part of their strategy is to never truly rebuild. They just would rather stay in the playoffs to be relevant than really be a bad team for 3 to 5 years before they get talent.
And it also
in there.
helps with business as far as selling tickets.
Of course.
You know?
And I get it to a degree, but if you truly want to compete for a championship, this is not the business model to do it.
All right, moving on. We have the Milwaukee Bucks. I feel like we asked this question. I asked this question every time we talk about the Bucks, but I'll ask it again since it's early in the season. Is this the year that Giannis takes this team to the NBA Finals?
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
No.
What
No.
percentage chance is that?
Zero.
Until he showed me he got a half court game and that he don't play with just a turbo on all the time. No.
Right.
No, because
I
it
agree.
sucks.
That man don't suck, Ken.
Now he don't suck.
No, he don't suck.
You can't say he suck because he's top 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you can't
he's
say
a
he
damn
suck.
good player. But there just needs to be refinement. There needs to be refinement.
Do you think the Jason Kidd firing really prevented his development?
No, because
That's on him.
Jason Kidd wasn't doing anything different outside of unleashing the team to him. Like, he was the first one to put the ball in his hand and be like, hey, you go play point guard. You go set people up. You go grab the don't look for the point guard. You go push that. Jason Kidd unlocked that ability for him, but somebody needs to unlock this half-court ability. Because, again, I asked, how do you not have a drop step? How do you not have a jump hook? How do you not have an up and under?
You say you got to get that 2K badge.
You got to get one of them badges, bro.
You got to get this.
You got to get one of them badges, dog, because you're not going to win. You're not, because you don't command a double team on one-on-ones. And if they do double team, it's not a hard double team. They're just walling you off. And they're forcing other players to make shots. The star player has to command that. The star player has to be able to score on double teams. I see the double team coming this way. Let me spin baseline. Boom, dunk on everybody. We've seen that. That works. He don't have that. That's a problem. No, 0% chance.
Damn.
I don't say 0. I think again.
Okay, 0.2.
I said it's the Bucks, the Sixers, and the Nets East to lose. Those are the 3 teams. Obviously, 2 of those 3 are going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's what I'm predicting. But I do agree that y'all, with much of what y'all saying, he has to get if he just got a mid range, like a Tony Parker or something like that, he'll probably be the number 1 player in the NBA. Moving on, we have FIFA. I'm gonna ask you this question: Chicago Bulls. What direction are they trying to go in?
Man, I was just talking with my brother today too. It's weird. It's weird. But there's only one reason why it's weird. Lowry marketing. I love Kobe White. He's taking that step. I saw it a little bit last year, but you could see the inconsistencies as a rookie. This year, he's we're only 11, however many games in, but looks way more consistent and way more comfortable. And I think he's the perfect backcourt mate for Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine is alpha. I'm gonna go get these buckets. Y'all better make y'all buckets, because we're not going to lose because of me. And Kobe White is one of those guys that can make sure that everybody else gets their shots, but he can also create and make his own shot when it breaks down and the ball's not in LaVine's hand. But Lauri Markkanen is the guy that has not taken that step, because they need a front court player to be dominant on that team, and they just don't have it. They had another big man too. I can't think of his damn name.
Wendell Carter?
Wendell Carter.
Where is he at?
He's still there, but he's just not. He's not progressing.
He didn't go anywhere.
He's not progressing. So until Chicago gets a front court player that is legit, they ain't going nowhere. And I love their backcourt, but they just not going nowhere. And they got a new coach. They got rid of
what's his name?
Hoiberg. And then they also got rid of Gar Forman, which was bin time. And I like the direction that they're going in, but again, the thing that's going to hold them back is a front court player. They need one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this team because they're irrelevant to me as far as outside of Zach LaVine. I don't know what they're doing. That's why I was asking you, because you must stay focused on them. But I looked at their draft picks, like some of the guys that coming out at the time, they sounded good for them, but seeing how they've been developing and seeing how much chaos is in that. We go back to the documentary of The Last Dance. It feels like it's been since then as far as the chaos in the front office and behind the scenes coaching staff. So until they get that right, I don't know.
Well, I think they got the coaching staff.
Well, outside of the Tom Thibodeau years.
Right. Well, but even now, like I think that they've gone in a better culture direction, because that previous coach, I couldn't tell you his name. Him and Zach LaVine butted heads.
Hoiberg.
Yeah, Hoiberg. No. They got rid of Hoiberg, and then they had got like an older guy that came.
I know
in.
who you're talking about. I can't think of his name either.
But he and Zach, like, you can't, bro. I don't care how right you may think you are as a head coach. You cannot bump heads with a star player that's producing. A star player not producing, oh, hell yeah, I'll call you out. You produce it, I got to shut the hell up. And I got to make it around you. So I think culturally they're in a good place. But again, man, like, Lowry is disappointing. Wendell Carter is disappointing. And outside of Kobe White, like, who's the biggest disappointment that's on that team? Who's that point guard that Minnesota originally drafted?
Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn.
I thought he was in Atlanta.
He's in the Hawks. He's with the Hawks.
Oh, you with the Hawks now? Okay,
Yeah.
but I know he was there last year.
Go ahead and say it, Figo.
What?
He done?
All right, man. All right, look.
He's still gonna be in the league. But,
You know, he always be trying to say shit like that nigga done, bro.
nah, man. But Chicago, it's man. I don't know what they. Here's the thing: they should be drafting high again, which is not a good thing. But they should be. Hopefully, they get the right front court player in this draft because that's literally what it's gonna take for them to break through.
All right,
Jim
moving on.
Boylan, FIFO.
Jim Boylan, that dude, I couldn't stand that old white man.
Moving on to the team, I feel like it's probably the most irrelevant team in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that was my question, y'all. Are they the most irrelevant team of all time outside of the LBJ years? Because
No. You forgot. Yeah, Mark Price, Doherty,
Gerald Wilkins.
Gerald Wilkins. Yeah.
They were relevant.
Yeah.
Terrell Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What about
You talking about the Sean Kemp era?
Ron Harper.
What about this current Cavs? What is going on with them?
I don't know yet, but for a while, early on, it seemed like whatever this two-point guard combo they had was working with Sexton and Garland, and now it's not. So
Sexton's been balling too.
yeah, but I think once again you have a situation where you have two similar players, and
They've always done that when they had Kyrie and Dion.
Dion.
Yep.
So tell me why you think they're similar.
Because they play the same position. Now their play style may be different,
Okay.
but the fact of the matter is they drafted 2-point guards back to
They
back.
love point guards. I don't know what that
Yeah.
GM is doing or that organization, but they just love drafting point guards. That's
But
it.
I did like Sexton. I do like Garland. I like both of them. So, but I just got to watch them play when they were winning games and see how they were winning the games, and then turn around and see how they were losing the games too.
Garland's missed the last 3 games. At least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's been part of it. He got a hurt right shoulder, it looks like. But they play well together.
Yeah, they seems like they figured it out. If they got a new coach or I don't know.
They did get a new coach. Here's my problem with Cleveland. Obviously, they drafted 2-point guards. The play style is dissimilar, but they're very similar in stature, and how they typically want to attack. Garland is a better shooter, but both of those guys want to attack the basket.
Right.
Sexton, to me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful,
Oh,
but
here you go.
I don't think he's a starting point guard in the NBA. You know, if we're again, I always think of championship contender.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's a championship starting point guard, at least not for this squad. I think because you know what he is to me, Pat Bev 2.0.
Damn,
Pat Bev. I'm about to
Come
pull
on,
up his.
dog.
I'm about to pull up his stats.
Oh,
Go
wow.
ahead.
You done gone too far, people.
Now I'm saying, look, I think he is better offensively overall, even playmaking, but he is in a Pat Beverly mold. Feisty defender, going to talk your ear off and make some timely buckets and things of that nature, but primarily a pest. He's not a guy that you build around.
Colin,
Huh?
He averages 25 points a game. He's
On a
scorer.
super bad team.
I don't think Pat Bev would do that though.
No, 100%.
he's top 15 in the NBA as far as scoring.
He Pat Bev.
He said Pat Bev, bro.
So wait, hold on.
He ain't tripping over that.
He
Yeah,
is.
that man's a scorer.
So y'all telling me that on a championship team, he is a 25-point a game scorer?
Maybe
or is he a 25-point a game scorer on a badass team?
17 or 18 points, maybe.
Yeah, the man gonna get his points.
He'd be a great third
He's 15
guy.
to 18 on a championship team.
Yeah, he's an instant offense guy. That's what he's always been.
He'd be a great third guy
And
or a
Garland
great
is a
6
point
man.
guard.
I agree with B. A great third guy on a championship team or a 6-man at his max. But I'm not really enamored with Sexton like that. There's a bevy of players that I would
Clearly.
take.
Bevy.
But you
Bevy
call
of
this
players
man-
I take over.
Wait, did you do that on purpose?
I did.
It
It was bars. It was bars. That was intentional.
With
That
that,
was intentional.
being the case, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Moving on
They
to
ain't going nowhere.
moving on to probably the division that has probably the most star power out of the whole NBA
Mhm.
in the Western Conference, the Pacific Division.
Mhm.
And let's start with the defending champs, Who can with the Los Angeles Lakers? Who can legitimately compete with them this season?
No
Can y'all
one.
make a case for any team?
Nobody.
Did they get better from last year?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Significantly
They did.
better.
That surprised me about them. I did not think. I thought they were going to kind of be same level as far as roster wise, but I didn't expect them to get better, man. When they picked up the reigning 6th man of the year,
Yep.
and you got Dennis Schroeder, pretty much a younger version of Rondo, and they can actually create his own shots, get his own buckets.
Right.
I was like, yo, I couldn't believe they pulled that off. I could not believe they pulled that one off.
And Marc Gasol is huge for them too.
That's about all he is.
That's what he's a big ass motherfucker.
Right.
He don't even want to say. He had a whole thing he was gonna say about it. He didn't want to say shit now.
Hey, stop me with that one too. Hey, but the rich got richer. That's all I can say.
Yeah, they did.
Last year, man, I honestly thought they overachieved in the bubble. I really did. I didn't think they had a shot to win it all.
Every
He ain't
show.
said.
Every
What was
damn show.
your pick? What was your pick in the NBA Finals, Sheldon?
What, last year?
Yeah.
Last year, I had the Clippers going. I just knew the Clippers.
No, I'm saying, what was your pick when we said who's gonna win this NBA Finals? When it got down to the last two teams, who did you pick?
When, this past year?
Yeah, this bubble.
Oh, this bubble. It wasn't the Lakers. Oh, the last two teams. Yeah, the Lakers, easy. But
Okay, so then why are you saying that you over, like, what are you talking about? You saw that.
Don't even entertain this.
No, I didn't think they were gonna make it to the finals. I counted them out before that. I didn't think they were gonna make it to the finals. I said that everybody laid down for them, but I never thought they would make it past the Clippers. I thought the Clippers would take them out. But
Just get back to your analysis, man.
Man, but listen, the Lakers to me overachieved last year. This year, the rich got richer. They got two of the best players in free agency that they could have gotten. And I don't know how they keep doing it. I don't know how you keep adding these great talented players.
What you mean you don't know? It's LBJ. That's it. Everybody want to
No, I know how you can do it that way, but I'm talking about financially. I still don't understand. It's me not understanding the finances behind it. I don't see how you can add that type talent without, killing the cap. I just don't see how they can keep adding pieces to this puzzle. But it's unfair right now.
You know what I think the biggest move for the Lakers was? The way Kyle Kuzma's playing right now. It seems like he done figured out what his role is, and he's being that consistent.
He plays
guy.
a lot more smarter.
He does. Yeah. He plays a
Better
lot smarter.
He got paid.
And he's playing aggressive. Like he knows what aggressive means or what it looks like now.
I think it's because he got paid when it comes to, like, I feel like he feels secure with this team now. I think before then, I feel like he was all the trade talks and then, like, people being overcritical of his gameplay. I feel like, personally, I think he was just psyching himself out.
His defense, the way he moves off the ball now, he made cuts.
But them paying him as much as they did.
But he was doing that before he got paid.
No,
bro.
I'm saying,
Exactly.
but like them paying them says that I think they had a conversation with him, like, look, we see you as a part of this future.
Nah.
And that can calm you down a little bit.
No. Look, I'm telling you, what's happening to Kyle Kuzma is that the basketball IQ is starting to grow, and we're seeing it. It has zero to do with the money. Now, the money is a motivating factor. I'm not trying to discriminate against that. However, it's not because of the money that he's performing. It's because he understands now where it is, what spots, where he's supposed to be aggressive. Because you see when he plays with Braun and AD at times, he's a little less aggressive. But when he's with just Braun, it's my show.
Yeah, Taylor Horton Tucker's out there. Yep.
It's my show. When it's just him and AD, it's my show. When I play with both of them, I'll pass. I'm gonna go leak out though. I'm gonna go get these easy buckets though. I know I may not get the steal, but I'm gonna poke the ball and I'm gonna go take my ass running down court. Like he knows what it looks like. Because with basketball players, especially when they're young, you could tell them something and they think that they're doing that, but they're not until they understand what it's supposed to look like. I think, like, when I watch Kuzma play, you could tell that he's been watching way more film because the spots that he's in is the right spot to attack. The game is slowing down for him, and you can see it from an off the ball perspective.
Yeah, yep.
It's just
You
slowing
think
down.
he got work in with Braun?
Huh?
You think he got some work in with LeBron?
100%. 100%. Because he looks more comfortable accepting the ball and knowing what to do with it. He's not thinking. He's just playing. And when basketball players just play, that's when you see the jump. He's just playing. He's not thinking out there no more. Before you was thinking, oh, should I? Should I? No. Now it's second nature.
Yeah.
Get the ball and go. Get the ball and shoot. Get the ball and pass and make this cut. He's just playing ball now, and you see that.
Yeah. I watched him a lot when he didn't have the ball. When I was watching a lot of the early Lakers, I just found myself just watching Kuzma on the court. I'm not even watching the ball. I'm just watching him and seeing what he was doing. I'm like, this dude different.
Mm-hmm. That's my guy. I fuck with Kuzma.
Yeah, I like Kuzma.
That is true. Somebody say, why y'all talking like he averaging some points? He averaging like 10 points a game.
Because we're not talking about counting stats.
It's
I
not.
guess it's an effective team.
Yeah, it's not.
I ain't watched them a whole lot.
Yeah, it's not always,
You're a hater.
the people that score 20 points that affect the game. You can do a lot to affect the game
Yep.
without
Right.
scoring a fucking point. And
Right.
Kuzma's
Yeah.
starting to do those things.
Mhm.
Being in the right spot, setting the right backdoor screen makes the world of difference, which is why guys like Marc Gasol, y'all stole my thunder over there. He can still play whatever the hell year he's playing in, because he gets it. I don't have to score point. I don't even got to get 10 rebounds. I can get 3 rebounds. But you know what I did? Oh, this big guy, Joker, he only got 7. That's a big difference. That's
Right.
why these certain guys stay in the league for so long. And if Kuzma continues to progress like that, I don't think he's going to stay a Laker for forever. That's just me with my antennas up and the money and everything that they paid him. I don't think he's going to be a Laker for forever. But if he takes what he's learning and applies it elsewhere, he's going to be the guy. We're going to see be a 2010 guy in the league.
I have some
Let me
other
ask y'all
Lakers
something
thoughts,
on
but
that.
we got other ones to
Oh,
go
go
to.
ahead.
What was that?
Real quick on them last year. Am I the only person who did not expect them to win at all
Yep.
going into the bubble?
Yeah.
Well, you and Nick.
No, I said
Oh.
the Clippers, but I'm talking about as the playoffs went on.
As it went
You
on.
saw that they were coming.
Oh yeah, that changed as it went on. But initially, when you think about what they lost and they signed J.R. Smith to go with that team. They had, and who would have thought? What his name? Dang, KCP would have played championship type basketball. Nobody thought that. I didn't expect much from him. I mean, I know LeBron is there, but AD had been shrinking in 4 quarters going into the bubble, so we didn't know what to expect because I know I didn't expect him to win it.
Purple and gold gods.
Boy,
Yeah, it was just you and Nick that was hating last year.
we wasn't hating. We was keeping it real.
Hey, but
Speaking
we're
of
keeping the real goes wrong.
Speaking of Los Angeles, there's another team in that city. The Los Angeles Clippers is making the Western Conference Finals the biggest sign of success for this team.
They got to win it all, bro.
They got to win it all now?
Yep, they got to win it all. Now, you can't just go to the Western Conference Final. You got to redeem.
That'd be the first time they ever done in franchise history.
Don't matter. You got to redeem what happened last year. You playing
Especially
for
all the
pride.
shit talking that PG was saying.
And you know what? It's not even the shit talking PG was saying. It's the shit talking they're receiving.
There
now.
you go.
Yep.
It's the shit. Look, did you?
Yep.
And this is
You talking about Devin Booker?
huh?
You talking
Yeah,
about-
the
yeah.
Devin Booker. This is partly why Paul George. I'm off that bandwagon. I like 0% chance that this team goes to the Western Conference Finals. 0%
Damn.
chance that they
Keep
win a
on throwing
title. 0%. 0%. Because look, when he's talking about everything wasn't all this sweet my first 10 years in the league, bruh, PG, shut the hell up.
He said he
Shut the hell up.
He saying he like Curry. He saying he heard her talking.
But he ain't doing nothing about it.
He did. He sent Devin Booker home.
We know
Now,
what.
I will say this about the Clippers. If Paul George, if he has the mentality that he had that very first game of the season when they beat the Lakers, if he played the way he played, I feel like the success of the Clippers is based on how well PG-13
It is.
No, 100%. But my thing is this: what has history told us about Paul George?
He
That he don't show up in the
He a
playoffs.
sucker.
Get him out of here. 0% chance. Get him out.
The problem is that kind of what you're saying, and
He a
I didn't
sucker.
like it, is that other players look at Paul George as weak. In the NBA, his peers, his
Yeah.
colleagues
Yeah.
look at him as weak.
He a
That's not
sucker.
good. What'd you say, B?
Now, I'm not saying he sucked. I'm definitely not saying that. No, PG-13 got game. But I'm
Mhm.
just saying he don't got the moxie, man.
No.
Unless he miraculously shows it this postseason and he turns into what the nickname that we thought he had was playoff P. If he show us true playoff
Playoff
P and
P.
not
Ain't no
pandemic
playoff P.
P or whatever other type of P's we want to call them, he gonna have to shut me up.
There's
But
only
until
one P that
until
his
the
game
Uh-uh.
resembles. I'm not gonna say it on the telecast, but
yeah,
I put it to this is how I feel. This is how bad I feel about Paul George. Give me Giannis in the playoffs over Paul George. That's all I gotta say.
Yo,
Tripping.
bruh. All right, now I gotta move
You
on. You're
tripping.
disrespecting Giannis like a motherfucker.
Give me
That's
Giannis over
hot
Paul
right there.
George.
Yeah.
Giannis
Hell
ain't
no.
doing
Bruh,
nothing
you
in the
just,
playoffs.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what to
PG
make.
ain't top 5 regardless.
Yeah, we
Giannis
got
is top 5
You know what,
regardless.
FIFO? I agree with you. Giannis over Paul George in the playoffs. Yeah.
not me.
'Cause Paul George
Give me
is
Paul
doing
George.
nothing. Giannis don't do a lot, but he do more than Paul George.
He do.
He gonna do a lot until he get across half court.
But PG gonna hit the side of the backboard. What he gonna do?
Yeah.
He did it once.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In game 7.
Did
We
you
just-
see that game 7?
Yeah,
He
Look,
had
look,
egregious turnovers. He could have hit nothing.
Nothing.
Everybody look, he had the most offensive look or shot of the game. But let's not act like this 2-time MVP Kawhi Leonard,
No,
the
Kawhi-
luckiest NBA champion
No,
in
he's
NBA
not. He
history.
ain't the luckiest.
Let's not act like he
It's hard to win in Toronto.
went 2-7.
Kawhi struggled too.
Mhm.
too.
What happened with Paul George wasn't his fault.
Wasn't his
The
fault.
difference
It wasn't-
is, man, Paul George made
Well,
excuses.
yeah,
Paul
I
George-
said that wrong.
Thank you, Shelton. Say
Yeah,
that
he
one more
talked too
again.
much. He
Say that
made
one more
all his
again.
Excuses and all his talk. It was always a reason for his struggles. I ain't heard people like Giannis or Kawhi make a complaint yet.
Kawhi don't talk.
Yeah,
But Ken, look, you alluded to it. The fact that his peers are talking shit, the only reason why they're talking shit is because Paul George opened his mouth.
All right, man, let's go.
Right.
We got play. We can talk about the
Yeah.
Clippers. This is a long
We
season. What
gotta
else
do
you
these
got?
rapidly. Let's go with the Phoenix Suns. Will CP3 take this team further than he did OKC in the bubble?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes.
You can already see it.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
And man, God, if you just watch the
Y'all
Suns
better- y'all
play,
Now, I've been watching.
man,
The confidence is there.
Man, y'all better give CP his flowers, man. CP3 his flowers, man. I'm telling
that's
you,
crazy.
people
And,
gonna really
and, it, and
appreciate
he
that dude.
he joined a moving train, so these guys were already playing ball.
And it's just
Mhm.
little
Now,
stuff
see,
that they're
Nick,
doing
Nick,
so
Hey
differently,
Nick,
bro.
to me, CP3 is a definition of a winner. Like,
Yep.
he's a definition of a player. Just because you don't win the championships doesn't mean you're not a winner. We've seen, it's proven CP3 has taken like some very average talent to the postseason, sometimes
Yeah.
to the second round. So I always consider CP3 a winner. Especially after what he did with OKC last year.
Correct.
Oh man, that dude's a winner.
What-
And
what
he's my least favorite player. So to say that I say that about him, yeah, he that dude though.
What?
Yeah.
He's my
Wait, I
villain.
noticed
He's
you-
my least
never mind.
favorite player.
Yeah,
But he's that guy.
I'll say, and then that what he's done with OKC and now looks like Phoenix is definitely helped round out his legacy.
Mhm.
Because he was being heavily criticized for not getting to the finals, blah, blah, blah. You know, the media talkers points and stuff like this.
Even
This
when
right
he was in
here?
New Orleans,
Yeah.
even when he was in New Orleans, look how far he was. I mean, hell, they
This-
beat a San Antonio
Yep.
team.
Yeah.
during his-
Player in the NBA during this era that can do what CP has done. His name is LeBron James.
Yep. These are his titles. As crazy as that sounds, this
Yeah.
is going to be
Right.
how people will know him.
Participation trophies. All right, let's move on to the next team. We got the Golden State Warriors. Question for y'all is: what is a sign of growth and success for this team this season?
First round playoff win.
Mm.
First
Just
round
one
playoff.
win or just the series?
The series.
The
No, the series. My bad. Let me be more concise. The series. A first round playoff series win with this squad says a lot.
I say making the
I think
playoffs.
making the playoffs is a big win for this squad.
Okay, so obviously my floor is a lot higher than y'all's because I said I guarantee that this team makes the playoffs.
Okay.
I said that.
You
So
guarantee?
Yeah,
yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
I did too.
I
Yeah,
did too.
but I still think that them making the playoffs is the achievement. It's gonna be tough for them to win a series with these young guys, but we'll see.
What was the question again, Nick?
Mm.
What is a
don't
sign?
know.
A sign of
Yeah, the sign of growth and success for this team.
growth. I expect playoffs minimum. Growth means that they win the series, in my opinion. That's why I said what I said.
Hey, Oubre. Ooh, y'all ain't got nothing to say about Oubre?
Bro, Uber speak for itself. Y'all already know how I feel about this Golden State Warriors team.
He's starting to round out. He's starting to get rhythm.
I noticed. I ain't heard no glue talk today.
Oh man.
Yeah. That y'all.
Wait, look. At the end of the day,
Nick, what's your expectation of the Warriors? You still think they're not gonna make the playoffs?
I don't think they're making the playoffs.
you tripping?
Wait, no. I thought you said they're not going to win 40 games. Which one? Well, I guess that's both.
That's not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still holding on to the 40 games?
I said I think they're going to win 40 at the most. It's 35 to 40.
I
But
don't think you said that.
So wait, hold on. I got a question for Nick. Does Golden State win more games than Washington?
That's the easy
Yeah, shut that shit up.
Last thing.
I didn't say nothing yet. They only 2 games up on Washington. I'll say this, people. They break even. they less than or equal to.
But I will say, and then we can move on. Just kind of go back to what you said earlier about Golden State and Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
They just started winning when he came back,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole thing. Remember when I said that it looked like Steph was expecting the ball in certain spots, and it wasn't there because they don't know how to play with him.
Draymond do,
and that's what he was saying. He was saying I never should have said that because we played together, we won titles together.
Yep.
He knows the other guys don't.
Yep.
And Draymond's gonna coach them boys up.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Hell yeah, he is.
Yep.
Before I'm just waiting for Ubre's season to start. That's the only thing.
It happened, man. Okay, go ahead, man.
All right. The last team in this division is the Sacramento Kings. My question, y'all, is who the hell are they building around?
De'Aaron Fox.
Oh,
and
Are you
Buddy
sure
Hield.
about that?
De'Aaron Fox
Yeah.
and Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
That's their that's their core. I'm uber disappointed with Marvin Bagley. Huh?
I said, yeah, they building it. That's their CJ and Dame, Fox
Yep.
and Buddy Hield.
But they got more size and more athleticism than Dame and CJ.
But I think Bagley just fell into like this third role. I think that's Walton though. I feel you because I've watched him play, and I understand where you're coming from. It's a little weird out there with him.
It is. And with a guy that's so big and so versatile, he could have been a Rasheed Wallace type player. And it's just like, what's happening? So I definitely think a lot of it is Luke Walton.
You're not the only one. His dad came out and said to trade him too. He deleted the tweet. Yep. So yeah, I think it's Buddy Hield. Yeah. Didn't he sing with the Drifters?
Y'all know Harrison Barnes is averaging more than Buddy Hield though. Even though I kind of agree with you too. Harrison Barnes has a higher scoring average.
I'm gonna give Luke Walton props though. I know I am, but they look like they playing a little bit harder than they did in the past. It looks like something's coming together, and I think that's just being together, over the years. So they definitely have played a lot better than they have in the past. Yep. So.
All right, moving on to the Southeast Division in the Eastern Conference. We're gonna start with since we're in Atlanta, why not start with the Hawks? FIFO. Is it playoffs or bust for this team?
1,000,000%. And the playoffs are guaranteed for this team. You see what they did with Brooklyn the first 2 games. They only lost by 4 the first time, and they came back and beat them. The Charlotte game, those are games that bad teams lose, but they came back and won that game, being down so many points. That's those are the wins. Those are that moxie that we talk about.
What's up with this 3-game losing streak?
It happens. And it happens. Even the best teams, not named the 72-9 Golden State Warriors.
How you have more of an explanation for the wins, but say it happens for the loss?
I'm explaining the losses.
All right, go ahead.
I'm explaining the losses.
Explain the loss of the Knicks.
The losses happen.
They lost to the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Hornets.
And they're not supposed to. And it happens at times. They're still overall young. You know what I'm saying? They're still learning how to win. But they are winning the games and being competitive in the games that in yesteryear they wouldn't have been. So we've seen that growth with that. And I think as the season progresses, they'll figure out more of that.
Could it be that teams started to take them a little bit more serious? You come in 4-1 and shit like that, and you winning games, blowing teams out. It's like, I got to play a little bit harder tonight.
They see Trae Young with that sloth around his waist, and they're like, this nigga talking. He feeling himself too much, boy.
I think that's a part of it. I think teams are starting to play them harder. And I think a part of it is the Hawks might start to feel themselves a little too much, and they haven't won nothing. So I think it's a balance. I think when you have a roster as talented, as young, and as many veterans that they have now, they still trying to figure it out. But I like what they. If you're talking about a rebuild, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm with it.
Yeah, I like the way that roster looks. That they're on this losing streak, but I think they will make the playoffs too, FIFO, because those wins were nice wins, and the ball is moving right. They got a lot of pieces that can play, and that's the key. This is a deep team, and it'll come together at the right time.
All right, moving on to your squad, Shelton, the Charlotte Hornets. My question to you, Shelton, is: did MJ whiff on drafting LaMelo Ball?
Why you even ask that?
Hey, the people want to know. All right,
that was the best move, and it's panning out the way it should. I think that guy is coming into his own. He's already proven, like we talked about earlier, FIFO, he's the best ball, and he's proven it. I mean, this guy's right where we said he'd be. He's averaging 12 points a game. The man is scoring. He's 12-5. He's averaging 12, 5, and 5. I mean, coming off the bench.
That's decent numbers.
It is. It's decent.
That's off the bench, though. With less than 20 minutes a game.
Third pick coming off the bench.
Shoot the ball every time he get it.
But look at how that roster is constructed before he even got there. You're paying Terry Rozier close to $100 million. Yeah, he's gonna get minutes.
Okay.
Devontae Graham has already earned his minutes. Who's the other guard that they got? Malik Monk ain't really playing like that. But Graham. And then they got the twins out there as well. So like that team already had perimeter veteran guys. So he has to crack that. And
and like I said always, he's a young raw kid. So for him to do what he's doing, he's doing what they need for him to do right now, which is grow and develop and playing the game and get comfortable. And he's taking his shots and he's making them. He's doing certain things like hitting those threes that Ben, who I love, won't even take those type shots. So I'm appreciating this game. I'm liking what I see. Now, he makes a lot of mistakes. Don't get me wrong. He's not perfect out there. But he flashes, and that's what I look for in a player, is a player that flashes, and I would pay to go see him play.
You know the thing that impresses me most about LaMelo, because the passing I saw 2-3 years ago, and I said, oh my God, like this is other type stuff. But what impresses me is that he goes down there amongst the trees and goes to rebound. A lot of young cats that have grown up in this era don't have that type of tenacity.
Y'all overhyping. Y'all overhyping Melo, bro. He shoots 3 of 20 every damn game. And it's, I mean,
that's why you're on the bench.
He's a good passer. I get that. And yeah, I mean, he's young. He's supposed to run in there and grab a couple of rebounds. But you better. All Melo is just a light-skinned, low-grade Buddy Hield. That's all he is. Because he love to shoot threes.
Playmaking, Ken.
Shoot threes every time he gets it.
He's shooting 40% from the field and 36% from three.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not necessarily terrible. He's averaging.
Well, what is it then, Sheldon?
I mean, it's not terrible. Not from where he's where I expected him to be. Like
on the bench,
I told you before. I said he's going to average 12 points a game, and he's going to make some highlight plays. He's going to make some mistakes.
You ain't say nothing about no
That's
12 points,
doing.
bro.
Yeah, we're going to look back. I'm going to show you. I said 12 points a game. Right. That's exactly where I said he would be, and that's exactly where he is. I forgot what show it is, but we talked about him. But I'm happy with where he is. I think he's going to develop quite nicely. I really do. And he is already the best ball.
Well,
all right, we'll see.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if he can ball. All right, moving on to the Washington. Moving on to the Washington Wizards. Is Bradley Beal top 3 at his position?
Yes.
Yeah, he brought 60 on somebody the other day.
They lost.
Yeah. Top 3 shooting guard. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
yes.
he is.
Bradley Beal is definitely. He definitely got snubbed for the All-Star last year.
Nick, that ain't the question I wanted you to ask. I wanted you to ask if they were going to win 50 games.
And we're moving on.
Well, you don't believe that, Nick?
Hey, we got a couple. Yeah. What happened, Nick? We got a couple super chats too. I think I missed one. Jay, appreciate that. We got.
Let's run through the list first before we get to the super chats.
Okay. Let me take.
Just make sure you save them though.
All right.
No, I think the Wizards. It's a prediction. Will I be right? Maybe. We'll see.
They'll figure
But
it out.
Bill is dropping 60. That to me, this team for me, the reason why I said that prediction is I think there's something away. They're a culture change away, in my opinion. Not really a player away, but just a culture change away.
There are some bad players on that team.
They
though.
are, but
Yeah.
with
On the bench,
with
that's
West
the problem.
with Westbrook and Beal, I think they're just a culture change away.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Miami Heat. Are they capable of making another deep playoff run like they did in the bubble?
Yo, superstar?
He's a
No.
Superstar?
He's a superstar.
Shit,
He
that's a
hurt right now.
goddamn lie.
He hurt right now.
That superstar is. Yeah, I mean, he's hurt, and I'm sure that's impacted his play, but all that praise everybody heaped on Jimmy Butler last year for him to come out this year.
Ken, I'm with you, man. Me and you was singing the same tune.
Man, y'all owe me and B an
We don't
apology.
owe you shit yet. All right? We don't owe you shit yet. My nigga, but the season is early.
Okay, all right, it is.
I was wrong.
Thank you, Sheldon.
We are less than 10 games into the season. I ain't wrong about shit yet. All right.
Trying to tell y'all, man.
I'm
Man,
for
he's
real.
tired though, man. That's all it is.
He's still
man
tired.
was-
He's still on the scoreboard. Hunched over, kid. I ain't got that shit.
He
He don't know the gym lights is off. He don't know the bubble
He
over.
was hard out there in Orlando.
And his game.
He did. That's true.
All right. Speaking of Orlando, the Orlando Magic. Moving on to the next team. My question, y'all: does Fultz injury mess up their season aspirations?
I hate that happened to him, man, because I love the way he turned around his career.
Yeah, me too.
Man, because I felt like what does that be? Go ahead.
I feel bad for him, man. I really do. I agree with you.
Yeah, man, like, because everybody was trashing this dude like he couldn't play and all this other stuff. And early on, it looked bad. But I believed in Fultz, and I'm glad he finally found a way to make it work. And Orlando changed the scenery work for him. And then for that to happen, man, like, and the reason why I hate that it happened to him is because of the way his career started. This right here. And it seemed like he really struggled with that. So I hope he don't get down on himself. To answer your question, I think it could, because I think he was a key piece to what Orlando was doing this year. And I don't know much about the roster, so I don't know if they got something that could help replace that to offset that loss. But yeah, it was a bad loss for him, man.
Well, I think that it was a bad loss, of course, losing any player that starts. And like you said, he stepped up his game. But they got Michael Carter Williams. They have Cole Anthony that should step up now and play a bigger role. Hopefully, they can make a difference.
Excuse me, I'm curious. Did you say Michael Carter Williams?
I'm talking about as a backup. I'm saying the backup to Cole Anthony. I said
You should never say Michael Carter Williams.
You talking about the rookie of the year?
He's the one from Philadelphia.
The rookie of the year.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, he's a solid contributor.
Bro.
He is solid, Ken. He's a rotational player. But Cole Anthony has played a little bit better than I anticipated.
Cole Anthony, I'm cool with. Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, ain't nothing with these stats that I'm looking at. Ain't nothing to go home. He's averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist.
And can you repeat what you just said?
I said him out of order. Cole Anthony.
Look at it. Take a sip of your thermos and come back to us.
I mean, 5 points and 5 rebounds. 5 points, 5 rebounds is pretty decent for a third string point guard. He's third string. So now he'll slide into that second role and do what FIFA.
It don't even matter. We know it way more.
I'm gonna look this shit up. I want to see what he was averaging.
He's averaging 5 and 5.
Went all the way down to the third string guy.
I saw him play one game this year. I can't remember who I watched him play, but he played pretty decent in that game.
Fultz was averaging 12 points, basically 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Right.
Carter Williams. Of all people.
Michael Carter Williams is 5 and 5. I meant him second. Like I said,
that's fine. Cole Anthony. Let's talk Cole Anthony. We can go with him.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna slide into that main role. He averaged 8.
Michael Carter Williams averaging 5 for 5. You get more value at when he's getting 4 for 4. All right, let's move on to the last division.
You give him 7 more points. He up there with Melo, huh?
He gonna be solid, man. He gonna be solid.
All right, the last division, we're going on the Southwest in the Western Conference, and we'll start with FIFO's one of his favorite teams to watch, the New Orleans Pelicans. FIFO, who is the most important player on this squad when it comes to team success?
That's a damn good question.
That's easy, FIFA.
Go ahead, Horny. Answer the question.
That's easy.
Who is
It's Brandon Ingram. Because he's the one that's carrying this team right now. I mean, he's the one that's doing pretty much. I mean, Zion is growing and he's getting there, but Zion still got some developing to do. Brandon Ingram has got to be having the ball in his hands in big moments, and he's the one that has to make the big shot or the pass or the timely rebound. That's his job. So he's the number one option on this team right now.
I agree with Shelton. Brandon Ingram's the most important player on this squad.
I think it's Lonzo.
Oh,
Most
wow.
important?
Wow, why you say Lonzo? Why you think Lonzo?
He just want to be different. He ain't got no answer for that.
He ain't got no answer.
He ain't got no damn answer. Everybody knows it's Brandon Ingram.
Oh man.
I was just thinking. I didn't know if people was gonna say Zion. I was trying to hear if he had any perspective on that. But I think it's Brandon Ingram. Like you said, Sheldon, he's the closer. The closer is always the most important when it comes to team success.
Ingram is still the most complete player on that team. Zion is what I call he's still in the Blake Griffin years of his NBA career where everything hasn't slowed down for him yet. And once he fully understands it, I think Zion will be a problem. But right now, Brandon Ingram is still the complete guy for that team.
I will say though, I do like. Well, never mind. Let's go on.
All right, moving on to the Dallas Mavericks. My question to y'all was the KP trade a bust?
It's looking like it. Because remember what I said in the chat? I'm like, yo, this dude stay injured. And
is he out for the season?
I mean,
he's out for the start of the season. I don't know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing. So the fact I feel like he hasn't played that much since he's been there. So it almost make it look like that trade that the Knicks did to get rid of him was a smart trade. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the Knicks started going, kind of started going upward. That'll definitely look like a smart move on their end. And
man, it's still it's still early, and that was a good trade, man. When he played well.
Yeah, I feel like Joel Embiid his first year or two, where it's like, are we gonna finally see this dude play with the Dallas Mavericks? Like, I'm ready to see what him and Luka can do together. Like,
he said when he play.
Period of time.
I want you to know that.
You said what?
You said you said when he play.
That's what Shelton said.
Say it again.
You said when he play, he's good or whatever. The question is, when does he play?
When is he? Thank you. When is he playing? Like
somebody just said,
it's looking like a bus, bro. It's looking like a bus. It's looking like a bus right now.
He come back in 1 or 2 weeks and then be out for another 4.
Yeah,
exactly. KCP he'll come back, play for a month, and then as you know, he out again. Like, damn,
if this man don't get in at least 50 games this year, I agree with y'all. But if he can come back strong and play ball finally, I think that's a nice little combo.
I mean, it is, but I would like to see it for a long.
If they're on the court.
Yeah.
Yep, I just got that message too. Marlon Colbert, Steph Curry tested positive for COVID before the game tonight.
Steph or Seth?
Steph. He was out.
Philly?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. Houston Rockets. What can they do to make the best out of their current situation?
Keep the roster together.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talent there. And like I said, I want to say I saw one of the first 2 or 3 games that Houston played without James Harden, and Boogie looked like Boogie. John Wall looked like John Wall, and Christian Wood is Christian damn Wood. You add James Harden to that, huh? But yeah, we got to, but they just need to keep the roster together. I think James, I feel the Rockets ownership. You just gotta let James figure it out with this roster, because this roster is honestly the best roster that they've had throughout this entire run. And I don't know how the hell they pulled it off.
Proclamation.
Huh?
That's a proclamation.
It is, but it's my eyes tell me this is the best roster, because CP is nice and CP is better than Russ and John Wall, but John Wall's no slouch.
John Wall surprised me with how good he looked.
and I was trying to tell y'all, I wanted to see the jumper in game, but I seen him play pickup and I seen everything that he's been doing. So I knew he was gonna be ready, but I just wanted to see the jumper in the game, and the jumper is improved. He ain't no
It's nice.
Steph or Clay,
It's nice.
but
Hey.
it's way better.
FIFO,
Yeah.
am I reading this right? Cousins is averaging Michael what his name? Michael Carter Williams numbers 5 and 6.
He's been in and out of that lineup a lot though. You know what I'm saying? And he's a big man. Like
here go the cape. I knew I seen it.
and he's a big man. And just like, y'all want to jump on me about Kelly Oubre, it's not always about the points, it's what your eyes tell you. You know what I'm saying? The way he's moving, the things that he's doing, I wouldn't expect for him to do at this moment. But
Give him time.
yeah, you give him
He's been
time.
hurt.
And look at Christian Wood's numbers. They're Boogie-like. Boogie's just out there banging and doing what he does. You know what I'm saying? But I like what they have. When you look at the depth, when you look at the star power that they haven't had more than one guy that was super nice.
Did they
outside of James
Did they
Harden.
give Boogie a ring?
23 and 10.
Who?
They gotta go
Christian?
Christian Wood.
Yeah,
How many games has he played?
all of them.
So no, that ain't Boogie like. 23 and 10 is far from 5 and 6.
I'm talking pre-injury. I'm talking
okay.
like Sacramento Boogie, New Orleans Boogie pre-injury. I'm talking about that
You
version of
gotta go to
Boogie.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah, that was that.
Before Christian Wood should left a couple of them points in Detroit, y'all have been all right. Look at B's face.
What'd you say?
Oh,
Well, I was asking if Boogie got a ring.
I was saying I think he has to go to when they play LA. He'll get his
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they're going to give him.
because usually I think the visit.
Nah, because they cut him.
But I thought it was
I
still
thought he
up to the
was.
team.
I thought he was. I thought
Yeah,
the
it's up to the
timing of
team.
it, he
They-
could still get the ring.
Technically, he's not supposed to, but I think that they can decide to give it to him, and I think they did.
Okay.
So man, he got 2 rings like that.
Golden
Lakers
State
and
gave him
Wa-
one?
Yeah.
He was on the roster.
He was hurt.
Yep.
Wait, no, he didn't win. They didn't win the title that year.
They did not. They did not.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they didn't.
Whatever.
But they would have. He was
Um,
deserving.
San Antonio Spurs, team that I haven't said a name in a while. Do they need to blow up this team?
Next.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the
I
game.
haven't either.
I don't know nothing
to
about no
answer
San
your-
Antonio.
yes, but when Pop leaves,
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
but
Yeah, I haven't watched them much either. Last team, Memphis Grizzlies. I know we all know that John Moran is hurt,
Mhm.
so that's probably why a lot of people haven't watched them. I had a question on what key piece are they missing to take them to the next level?
Backcourt mate.
Which
Shooter.
it's center position or because they
Nah.
got Jaren Jackson at
They
the
got
four?
Valanciunas as well.
Yeah, so why don't they need a backcourt? Oh, my bad.
Hey, FIFO, that'd
I
be a
just-
nice
I
place
just
for
got what you
CJ,
said.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would actually be a nice place.
Yeah.
For
Who?
CJ.
For CJ McCollum.
to go to Memphis.
Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah.
real
yeah,
nice.
yeah. He'll
On
be
that
upgraded
squad,
with Dylan
yeah.
Brooks.
Yep.
what
Or they
team
can move
again?
Dylan Brooks to the
Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah.
I just
Job
I don't
penetrating and CJ shooting. Yeah.
I don't know what Memphis gives up. I don't know what Portland takes from them that they would want. But CJ there makes a lot of sense.
Probably be Jackson.
Yeah, I was thinking
If I'm
Jackson
Memphis,
too,
I
because you
can't
still
do that.
got Clark.
I'm just saying that's the only thing I can see. You obviously not trading Ja.
Yeah, you still got Brandon Clark, so I would let Jackson go. I would let
Yeah.
Jackson go for CJ.
Yeah,
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 would be
that-
fair.
yeah, that would fit. And
Uh,
maybe even throw in Dylan Brooks. For Portland.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't see the value on Portland's end. This is like a
Well, they
win
got to
for
replace
Memphis.
CJ, so they got to replace it somehow.
But none of the other pieces is like even I don't know.
Yeah, okay,
I like it for Memphis, but I don't like it for Portland.
Jaren Jackson in the draft pick.
That worked.
He don't like Jaren Jackson for
No.
Portland.
Yeah. I like Jaren
Yeah.
Jackson. I don't like giving up CJ for that and even a pick. Like I don't know.
Shelter, what were the super chats?
Oh, let me look back. I'm sorry about that. We got a couple of them. Appreciate y'all for that.
Mhm.
The first one was Aldrin J. Don't sleep on Tyrese Halliburton for Rookie of the Year.
That's who we liked in the draft. That's who me and B said that Detroit should have took.
Yeah, a lot. I keep seeing a lot of people throwing his name out there a lot.
Yeah, I see it a lot too.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus Christ. I'm
Go ahead,
sorry,
B.
my bad.
Go ahead,
He
B.
said, oh, there you go.
Yeah. Alex Campbell said Devontae Graham sucks. Look at his numbers. Yeah, he's struggling right now.
You know why? I think is y'all. It's you, Shelton. Is everybody else talking up Melo, and he can't play.
Yeah, they switched his role too. They kind of switched him in what's his name, Terry Rozier. They switched their positions, kind of having him play a little bit more point, and I think it's kind of throwing him off a little bit. He's not as free, and he's not hitting the shot right now, so he'll be back. And then Oblivion Radio says, Ken, just say you hate LeVar. Just say that. Stop disrespecting Melo and Lonzo.
I want to say, and he fooled a lot of y'all, but I do agree that Melo is the better ball. Although I don't know if that's really saying a whole lot. But talent-wise, I mean, I joke around, but I came on the show, and when I watched highlights of LaMelo, and I even told FIFA, I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I like what I see. He look good." But it's a lot of hype with Melo, and it's overblown, and y'all just be going too damn far. So I just got to bring everybody back down, to where they need to be. I will say this about Lonzo. And I was going to say this with New Orleans, so this is what I was going to say, but I figured I'll save it. I like how he settled into the NBA. I do think that New Orleans was a great spot for him. LA was way too much pressure. It was Magic's fault. His name going to be in the Raptors and shit like that. So that was too much. But going to New Orleans, where he could just play the game, he puts up fairly decent numbers. He plays great defense. He does what he does, in terms of passing. He rebounds great for his position. And he hits shots here and there. But I think there's no pressure in New Orleans. It's B.I., it's Zion. And Lonzo could just play ball. And you don't have to worry about his daddy. So yeah. So I will say that about him. I've just been watching him play. I was like, you know what? He looks comfortable now. He just wasn't the number 2 pick.
Definitely not that. Any more, Shelton?
That was all.
That was it?
That was it.
All right, that's it for me.
All right. Well, that was the Dead NBA show. Our deep dive.
Are we gonna predict our playoffs? 8 teams, 8 in the West, 8 in the East.
We can.
We could. I'll say that for the next episode.
Okay.
Because again, it's still very early. Because most of the playoff teams that we will probably predict ain't even in the playoffs right now, as far as if it ended.
Yeah,
Washington ain't making it.
Hey, most of the teams, like I said, that's going to be in the playoffs ain't in there right now.
Yeah. Okay, we can do that next show. Yeah, because there are a lot of storylines that we'll get to. But yeah, we just wanted to touch on all 30 teams with just 1 or 2 stories here and there. You know how we do. We tend to go on rants and riff here and there. But yeah, so that's it. And we'll be back next week with more sports talk. So we thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate all the help with the super chats too.
Oh, B, what you watching?
Oh, NBA TV.
I got to get on this league pass. I still haven't signed in yet.